whole online process fast and easy. And look at these rates and coverage options. It's great protection and totally fits our budget.
Ethos. They've removed all the barriers from getting coverage. Go to checkethos.com to get your free online quote. That's checkethos.com. Quote based on a healthy, non-smoking 30-year-old male with a 20-year term policy. Rates may vary.
When I met little Ruthie in 2010, she was just 5 years old. She wasn't eating much, she had no school to go to, and she didn't know who Jesus was. In December of 2023, Ruthie will be joining 12 others in the first graduating class of Bethlehem Christian Academy in Zambia, Africa. Hi, my name is Martin Winslow, founder and president of BCA. When you support a child like Ruthie through BCA, you get to join us in being the hands and feet of Jesus. Our mission is dedicated to transforming lives by feeding and educating poor and orphan children in some of the poorest places in Africa and South Asia. BCA's ministry not only provides physical bread to these kids, but also spiritual bread through the Word of God. For just $36 a month, you can help a child have a hope of a better future, but more importantly, give them the opportunity to learn about Christ. You can also join us on a mission trip. In fact, many will be joining me this upcoming December to watch Ruthie receive her diploma. To find out more about how you can help children like Ruthie, please visit bcaministries.com. That's bcaministries.com.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
A new chapter. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. That's how President Biden describes the first ever standalone summit between the U.S., Japan, and South Korea.
And I want to thank you both for your political courage that brought you here.
He's hosting the South Korean president and Japanese prime minister at Camp David, where they plan a new commitment to consult each other on security and military threats, strengthening cooperation against North Korea and China, which has criticized the meeting. Several of the president's Republican challengers are in Atlanta, talking with conservatives.
Hello, do you know what today is? It is not Thursday. I thought yesterday was Wednesday, so I was very excited when I woke up. It's going to be a good show. It's going to be a fun show. A guest that has never been on the show is going to not lead things off, but at 12:25, Anthony Raimondi. If you're online and you know this guy, you'd probably know him by the name Conservative Ant.
He's so funny.
So funny.
He's a funny dude.
He's kind of like, I'm going to tell him this, but he's kind of like my inner monologue.
Okay.
The things that I can't always say here, he usually says them.
So yeah, he's fairly well known in the
Very well known.
in the sphere of internet fame.
He was on Temple last week.
He was on what?
Tim Pool.
Last week.
Timcast.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's gonna, I guess, try to kind of share his story too, not just with the jokes, but I'm sure he'll talk a little bit about how he's come to be, about what he is now, what heights he's achieved, and how he has achieved them. Wiggins America is the B or not the B, a Friday favorite, and
Isn't it nice to have like Friday be fun day?
It is.
it's
Luckily,
nice.
no major news.
Yeah,
Crashes our party.
it often does on Friday, but a lot of times it's late Friday.
Yeah, that's Margaret's fault.
So yeah, and then ask me anything. You got to drop some questions for us if you're here right now. Think of something that you want to ask. Come up with something creative. We love, just goofy questions. Pit us against each other if you'd like.
Yep.
Hey.
When you put your questions in the chat, put AMA in front of it so we can more
Hannah.
Easily identify it.
Yeah.
Hannah is off today. She's out today, so we need extra help because she usually does that.
Yep. So yeah, drop some questions, drop some cues with hashtag AMA. That'll be at 1:25. Also, I'm going to give you the lowdown ahead of time since you're here that we're going to be giving away Cardinals tickets. It's our last pair that we're giving away today. It's for tonight's game. Yeah, Military Appreciation Night is tonight.
For tonight.
And you will get those tickets for tonight's game if you are the right caller at about 1:20, between 1:25 and 1:30, right in there.
In that commercial break.
In that break there, yeah.
There's a 75% chance I'll be at the game tonight.
There is.
Somewhere.
So there's a chance that you could win tickets and see Annie tonight. All.
She'll wave to you from the rich people balcony.
First of all, the tickets were free. Second of all, I will be among people who it would be a sweet and the tickets are free, and I don't have that kind of expendable cash.
I'm not sure, but I don't think Annie's going to come out and like yell, "Don't cry for me, Argentina," while you're down in the other seats.
Yell it. I would sing it beautifully.
No.
She'd do the Queen wave.
Better than Madonna.
But I don't think that's going to happen because my wild guess is that these tickets, if they're free, were all pulled from the same pool. So they may all be together.
They may be. They may not be.
Yeah, we don't know. We have no idea. And then, of course, Friday staple. Looking forward to this one because I've got a couple of very, very creative questions that we've never done before with some weird sound. I'm warning you right now. That involves Kamala Harris.
It always does. Or Joe. Midwest Wing Fest in for X's and O's.
Yes, Midwest Wing Fest is our contestants. And so we'll talk about that.
Midwest Wing Fest fun last year?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think we were all there, weren't we?
When Ryan danced
Yeah.
while eating chicken wings.
MidwestWingFest.com.
Yeah.
If you want to check out the website, get your tickets.
I'm blurry.
No, that's the way you really look, Ryan.
Is it?
You're blurry in real life.
I think I just moved so fast.
You can tell.
No, I mean I'm shaking all the time so violently that you can't tell. Oh yeah, the poll. Will President Trump go to prison? Yes or no?
Somebody said for what? And I'm like, do I need to be specific?
Welcome to the show.
Yeah. No, just in general.
So let us know if President Trump will go to prison. You determine the outcome. If it's no, he will not. Isn't that exciting?
You guys have definitive thoughts on this, or you're not sure? Don't tell me what your thought is. But
I actually do have.
You do?
I do too.
Yeah.
I have a strong opinion.
Is it about this?
No.
Okay.
It has to do with that acai bowl
Man,
that you gave me.
Too fuzzy.
I know, I can't fix it either. Let me see.
You need light.
Ooh.
Turn the main lights on. All right, let's get into the show
Like that?
here in just a minute, and we'll fix
Look.
Ryan's face. There it did.
All right, let us know. Get your
British
questions in.
Telly. Stream brilliant series you can only find on BritBox. Unlock acclaimed favourites like Vera and Stonehouse, plus the upcoming original drama Archie, the story of Cary Grant. Start a free trial at BritBox.com.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com or call us toll-free at 888-367-6512.
This hour of the Annie Frey Show is brought to you by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Happy Friday. Welcome to the Annie Frey Show. We're grateful to be here on a Friday afternoon when, as of right now, there's nothing super major that comes in and destroys an entire Fun Friday show that we've planned for you. So that's exciting. Granted, if something huge and major does come up, we will, of course, break in and bring you the boring, awful, bad news that we have to report on every given day. 4 indictments for President Trump. The President of the United States and his son, or well, I guess the President is not under investigation right now, but I mean, in reality, the political ramifications of it, President Biden is as much involved in anything as Joe.
Yeah.
Hunter.
As Hunter.
Who's the president?
I don't know.
I don't either. I don't think the president knows.
I'm the chief of staff. I'm not sure.
So we've got a fun show for you lined up at the 2 o'clock hour. We're going to have Midwest Wing Fest folks in to play X's and O's. You were just talking about X's and O's. You said you've got a few curveballs in.
I have a couple of unique
today?
questions that it's a form of question that I've never done before. I'm not going to give it away yet. I will tell you that it involves Kamala Harris. Both of them do, because there's 2 of them. And you guys are going to laugh and also be challenged by those questions.
Mm-hmm. That's high expectations.
They're very good. I really am proud of myself.
What happens if we don't laugh?
Well, then it'll be a lot of silence, and I'll probably just play a lot of. I'll come in with canned audio.
Be like, oh, let's try that one more time. Maybe you didn't hear it.
It'll be like, yay, studio audience.
At 2 o'clock on Fridays, we basically play Hollywood Squares, but with a weekly recap of the news, and we bring in some friends to play that game with us. So the folks from Midwest Wing Fest will be in here to do that. You can get your tickets for Midwest Wing Fest online at midwestwingfest.com. We have Ask Me Anything, Ask Us Anything at 1:25, so you can send your questions right now to the Annie Frey YouTube channel and just put them in there. We will feature them in the 1 o'clock hour if your question makes the cut. And then at 12:25, 15 minutes or so from right now, we are going to speak with Anthony Raimondi, and I'm really excited. I've been trying to work this out so he could come on the show with us for quite some time, and I've been following him on social media. He goes by Conservative Ant, Ant being short for Anthony, and he lives in Florida, and he follows the news, and he reacts on social media, and he just has a way of conveying his thoughts and emotions about the things that I also happen to care about in a way that is from, it's like it comes from inside me, and then he says it, and I feel it with him, where usually on the air here, I'm just trying to be objective and try to be a straight shooter. Sometimes that goes off the rails, but he is incredibly funny. You guys have seen a couple of his Instagram posts from Conservative Ant, haven't you, Ryan?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have. It's
I have because you've shown me.
Yeah,
I haven't outside of that.
Ryan, I showed you that like a week or so ago, and it was the first that you had seen him.
Yeah. And I know you're a big fan because you've talked about him, so I'm interested to hear his story a little bit and find out, what his background is. I also think that you should, and this is just a suggestion, you don't have to take it, but I think that you should lead with, you're the first guest we've had on the show since the Speaker of the House. When my son was 3 years old, he got a race car bed, and everywhere we went for a full weekend, he would just walk up to people with his hands in his pockets, go, I got a race car bed.
Yeah, that's what I should do.
I think that is what you should do with the Speaker of the House.
Maybe the Conservative Ant required us have Speaker McCarthy warm up for him, warm the audience up, get him comfortable so that he could come in.
He's his opening act.
Yeah. Brad, you said you were talking. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just like it, the way he reacts to stuff. He has nicknames for people, and if you're listening, you're like, oh my gosh, this is great. So, he doesn't like how old Joe Biden is, and he doesn't like Joe Biden. He really doesn't like Joe Biden. Calls him bag of bones, rattling bones.
For a lot of the reasons that you and I might not be so happy with the President of the United States, and then sometimes we say it, sometimes we don't, but it's comedy, it's analysis, it's all wrapped up in one, and it's on the Annie Frey Show in about 15 minutes, around 12:25. The YouTube live chat poll for today, it's going to be a barn burner. Simple question. Will President Trump go to prison? Yes or no, Ryan?
It's a huge question, though. I mean, it's so simple.
I wrote that question out, and I looked at it, and I'm like, wow.
I mean, it's a really this one question could determine the outcome of the next 4 or 5 years of our lives under politics. Anyway, I'm going to say no. I still don't think that he will. At least my heart of heart hopes that we haven't gotten to that point where he actually will end up in prison. So I would answer no to this question.
Brad?
I'm actually a yes to this question.
Wow.
And I hate to say it, and I don't think he'll be in jail justly. I think it'll be unjustly jailed, but he's going to have a very unfriendly courtroom and a very unfriendly jury in places like D.C. and places like Fulton County. And people that just don't like Donald Trump, especially the D.C. people, will put him in jail just because they don't like him. They know he's guilty of something. They may not even be convinced that he is guilty of the crime that he's on trial for at the moment that they're sitting on there, but he did something, therefore they will convict him and send him to prison.
I wonder, I need to get my notebook out and write this question down, because I wonder if, 91 charges that he's facing right now? I wonder if of these charges, there are any require that he go to federal prison as a minimum? Because it's not the same thing, guys. It's not the same thing. But didn't Bill Cosby do some time and then get put into basically an old folks home? It wasn't prison.
Yeah, I think so.
And then there was Jussie Smollett, who got sentenced to 3 freaking months or something like that in prison, and he went for a day and he's like, I'm not doing it. And they were like, okay.
Yeah, well.
How did that happen?
It's also in Chicago.
I know, but seriously, how does that happen? When you think about what Jussie Smollett did, the trial that he went through, he was charged and convicted. When he was convicted, he started like barking at the judge.
He was
and
outraged.
Everybody. He was like, "This is
You
an
can't do
outrage."
this to me.
And he's like, he was like, "I am not suicidal." And everyone's going,
"Whoa, okay." Didn't know you had to say that.
Who in prison was looking to get Jussie Smollett?
I think he was making it all up.
Based on
Surprise.
Hot take, Ryan Wiggins.
I mean, I think he was making up the persecution from the fake persecution.
Is he mentally unwell? If you think about, there is no worse thing to be around than somebody who is a complete 100% enveloped narcissist. There are people who you'll be around who have ego, who, maybe don't really understand the way the world works or they live in their own reality. But Jussie Smollett is like the narcissist shaman. He is the guy who is there to show everyone, like, if you were a narcissist, this is what you could achieve.
Yeah.
You could move to these heights. He literally went to prison and was like, "I'm not doing it," and then he got out.
This is the kind of thing SNL should do, a sketch where he walks out like doing an infomercial. "Hey, are you interested in living above the law? Check out my videotape." that kind of stuff is what he should be. But that's exactly right. He has gotten out on technicalities that they've found in the system for him.
That if you weren't wealthy and privileged like Jussie Smollett was, irony, then you would never have access to this. I mean, I'm inverted trying to make sense of this.
That's amazing.
Did not have Jussie Smollett on the Friday first segment bingo card, but here we are.
I didn't think so. But that's actually why I think, and I answer this question as a no, because I think there are enough checks in the system, including the Supreme Court, honestly, that when you're talking about a president of the United States and somebody who is now a major candidate for president of the United States, there are enough checks in our court system that I don't think he would actually end up behind literal bars.
Okay. JS says, where's the RNC? They cannot allow this kind of interference in their selection process. Why so quiet? I kind of think that the fact that we're this close to an election, that the RNC would traditionally stay away from the primary process and let the process play out because the RNC is going to back the candidate that wins, be it Trump or anybody else. We're 445 days away from the presidential election, and all of this craziness is going on. When we did the poll question yesterday, what's the biggest issue affecting your 2024 vote? We had the economy, we had corruption, we had government overreach, and we had national defense and security. It was split almost evenly 4 ways, which was pretty wild. The economy was eking out in front of the other 3. But corruption is a top issue for Republican voters. Corruption is a top issue for people who absolutely love and appreciate Donald Trump, support him in all of these endeavors, but are worried that he's not going to be the guy who's going to be able to win the general. So they may not vote for him, but almost because they feel like that's the way to make sure that in the end, as of January 2025, that there's some vindication for him. Because if he is the nominee and he loses, what happens next in this country? It's a pretty terrifying thought. You think Biden's going to be the guy?
I still do.
You, Brad?
No, I haven't, and I still don't.
I never have. I think if he were still useful, but my God.
It's bad.
It's so bad. And it is the rigors of going through a campaign, if you truly campaign, it is very, very challenging. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember me in the midterm, I guess at midterm, I was doing a lot of speaking events and I was going to, different fundraisers and making appearances in places just to say hi to people. These are not big events that I was going to, but it was important for me to go be there and to maybe introduce somebody on the stage, and that would be the sum total of what I would do. And I'm talking like Southern Illinois politics. This is not some big fancy endeavor that I was in, but I was exhausted. There was one time where I looked at my calendar and I was scheduled from the morning until 9 p.m. or later every day for over 3 weeks, including the weekends. And I was making choices and I was going locally. It was exhausting. It was mentally draining. And he still has to be the president of the United States. And he has to do it nationally, yes, but likely 5 specific states that he's going to have to travel to make sure that he can pull that across the finish line. I don't think he can do it. I mean, I literally don't think he could survive it.
And look, when you're president of the United States, you're also getting presidential treatment, so you're able to fly on a nice plane and probably sleep a little bit more. But you're also doing a lot more, to use your example, than you were doing. You're speaking a lot more. There's a lot more weight on your shoulders. There's a lot more people that you have to manage.
You're not just campaigning. He's also the president of the United States currently. I mean, it's not a matter of how much the campaign. You do get a presidential privilege for travel and such, but at the same time, you have to run the free world and be aware of what's going on and be at the forefront of it and add in an entire presidential national campaign.
Yeah. And we can see that the guy is just not capable of doing even mostly basic tasks. I'm not saying they don't ever prop him up and he doesn't ever give a speech. He does once in a while, but not much. I mean, he's really not capable of doing the basic duties of a regular politician, let alone the president.
I don't see how he can manage to make it through that far, and I just fear that the closer Donald Trump gets to November of 2024, that the left will panic, because in their lives, the worst thing that could happen to them in existence is Donald Trump becomes the president again. That's going to be so fun to cover.
It is going to be good. It's going to be a fun year. I mean, as bad as things are under this president, just the hope that people can see that it's that bad.
Here's President Biden on his Hawaii trip.
Can you tell us about your Hawaii trip, sir?
No, not now. I'm going to be leaving. I'll be there on Monday.
Why is it important that you go?
Thank you.
Sir, on the family issue. Thank you, Mr. President.
And then he just walks away. Can you tell us about your Hawaii trip? He's at a press gaggle, maybe on a tarmac or something like that. The other time he was asked about it, can you comment on Hawaii? And the answer is no comment. I am paying attention to what's going on in Hawaii, and it is so horrifying to learn some of the details that led up to the specific event of the fire. The amount of life lost. I haven't seen a number reported on Fox News over 99.
I haven't on Fox News. I've seen other reports.
I know, but there are a lot of people speculating in a lot of ways. But I think the potential for the report to come back is going to be jaw-dropping, staggering when it finally gets released. And it's so sad. And the culture that exists in Lahaina that is just wiped away makes me wonder how much they'll be able to rebuild, if there will be the opportunity to even rebuild. I know that there are people, I was seeing videos last night from folks who were posting videos talking about how their houses weren't burned, their houses weren't affected, but they're being evicted. So they are pushing people out right now as well. And it's sad.
Yeah.
It is incredibly sad. So I'm going to try to look into that a little bit more this weekend and look for some smart, respectful guests that we can have on to talk about it, because I don't want to speculate, because some of the stuff that's being discussed is really, really wild, and I don't want to dive into that. I want to take a quick break. We're going to have Conservative Ant on the show when we come back. Anthony Raimondi is going to join us. You see him on Twitter, on Instagram. He's on YouTube. He's everywhere. You need to follow him. He will make you laugh so hard. Conservative Ant. Go follow him now. Check out his stuff on the break. He's going to be with us on the Annie Frey Show when we come back. Don't go away.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
TheDiamondShop.net are your go-to for your jewelry purchases. They are going to care for you through the entire process of making a purchase. If it's a small thing, if you're looking for something under $100 and you just want to make somebody's day, maybe it's something for a mom or for somebody in your family. If it's something bigger and you're looking to spend a little bit more to mark a special occasion or ask a specific question, you go to the Diamond Shop. They are going to take care of you from the start to the finish. They're going to respect your budget, small or gigantic. They want you to come in and they will earn your business. They know that treating you right the first time makes you confident that you can come back again and again with whatever purchases are subsequential. Go to thediamondshop.net and learn how you can become a VIP. It's a great way to save and get membership exclusives when you become a VIP at the Diamond Shop. And right now they have a summer clearance sale up to 70% off in store. Go visit them at the Diamond Shop, online at thediamondshop.net.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make it fun and engaging, so you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life. You can choose from topics like travel, business, relationships, and more. You'll learn what matters most to you. Plus, Babbel's lessons are designed to get you speaking right away. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations.
Just 3 weeks? Even better.
Since Babbel's lessons are designed by language experts and voiced by real native speakers, you'll get the accents just right and be able to carry on conversations with confidence.
Learning a language with Babbel doesn't take long.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
And now, try Babbel free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
There are a lot of smart business people out there making smart decisions by getting Rhino Shield. The latest one, the Central Illinois Care Services, they have decided to go with Rhino Shield on the outside of their building so they won't have to worry about maintenance from now on. The list is long. Joe's Tire out in Sullivan, Stonehill Wineries in Herman, they've all got Rhino Shield on their buildings. You can have it on your business or your house. Just call 877-25-RHINO. Let Darren come out and give you a free estimate as to what it would cost to get this great product on your home. 25-year transferable warranty, 100% waterproof, 8 to 10 times thicker than paint, and as a satisfied customer, 15 years in, I can tell you it looks as good as the day they put it on. You're going to love Rhino Shield. Call them right now. Tell them you heard about it on the Mark Cox Morning Show. Again, 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
Hey, boss. What's got you so down today?
We just lost another customer to Diamonds Direct. Guy's been with us for years. Went over there and, well, now he's in love with those people. I don't know what they do.
Want me to go secret shop Diamonds Direct again, sir?
Remind me what we learned the last time you did that.
Well, you know, they're really good, sir. They got like 10 times the selection we have. They have those top designers that we're not allowed to carry. They're telling people the inside secrets on how to buy diamonds. They give free service on stuff like cleaning and sizing, the things you charge extra for. And they're nice people. Everybody's smiling over there.
Okay, stop. I know. It's impossible to compete with Diamonds Direct. I mean, even my accountant just upgraded his wife's engagement ring there and got her a 3-carat.
Wait a minute. I thought your brother was your accountant.
He is.
Are you getting all you deserve from your jeweler? You might be surprised. Maybe it's time to get the value, the selection, the quality, the education, and the service you deserve at Diamonds Direct. Get details, showroom hours, directions, and more at diamondsdirect.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Summer's just getting started. Still need your air conditioner checked? Schedule your HVAC system check for only $54. This is a limited time offer. For details, visit aircomfortservice.com.
Fox Across America has landed on St. Louis's home for conservative talk, weeknights at 6.
Hey, Jimmy Fallon in the house. Starting Monday, August 21st, I'm joining the 97-1 team. This is not a drill, folks. It's the real thing.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Instagram at The Annie Frey Show.
You know, what's interesting is I think that there's a bipartisan consensus in this country right now that we, the people, we can't handle the truth. Yeah. It's like Jack Nicholson at the end of the movie, right? Yes. You can't handle the truth. You need me on that wall. My basic view in this campaign is no, we don't need you on that wall. And yes, we can handle the truth.
I think that's a really interesting point. Vivek Ramaswamy talking to Tucker Carlson and one of Tucker's on Twitter or X or Twixter or whatever the heck it is these days, talking about how Americans can handle the truth. And I really have a strong confidence that the number one way that they're going to get the truth is to go to alternative media to get it. And joining us now, I'm excited to have Anthony Raimondi on the show with us. You know him as Conservative Ant on pretty much all of the social media platforms. I have been a follower of Conservative Ant for quite some time, and I lay in bed at night and I watch his videos until I fall asleep, and I have to put the covers over my head and try to chuckle to myself because my husband's trying to sleep next to me. We welcome Conservative Ant onto the show with us. Ant, thank you so much for being here today. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you so much, guys, for having me. Thank you.
So I want to give you the opportunity to talk to our listeners here in St. Louis and in the St. Louis region how you became a conservative influencer. We see so many people who have taken in the influencer kind of title, and they use it for a lot of different things. But when you find the person who's speaking and saying and showing the things that you're interested in, it really starts to take off, and you've really had a lot of success doing it.
Yeah, you know, long story short, I actually went to broadcasting school in my 30s, and I was kind of blacklisted because they found out that I was a conservative, and I thought that I would never be able to do radio, podcasting, any of it. So I put it to rest after I got my certificate, and this was in Illinois. I know you guys were just talking about Jussie Smollett. I'm originally from Illinois, so I get it. But, you know, when we were being locked down constantly in Chicago and in Illinois, I had made a COVID rant video because at the same time I was seeing that BLM was able to be on the streets and riot and be shoulder to shoulder during COVID. But I had people who weren't even able to go to their family members' funerals. So I got angry. And I did a video. It was like an ant rant. And I woke up the next day and the video went crazy viral. So my partner of 13 years was like, listen, I know that you thought because you were a conservative that people wouldn't listen to you, but clearly they're listening to you. And this is it. Like, you need to keep on making content. And I did.
It's a good story that comes out of something that's so horrific. I actually live on the Illinois side of the river here in St. Louis, so I am still stuck. And I ironically, June, I think it was the date in my head is June 3rd, when Governor DeSantis said, "Screw this, Florida's open." And my husband and I looked at each other. We had some family that lived around the Jacksonville area, and we're like, let's go. I have 4 kids. We didn't know if we could handle a road trip of that magnitude, but we said, we can't handle Illinois right now. And we got in the car and we drove, and we just kind of made it up as we went. That was such a crazy time. And looking back, it doesn't even seem like it was a real time. But when you start saying stuff, like you said in that viral video, it's not really conservative. It's just like what people who like being free say. And I guess now that's conservative.
Yeah, it's so wild to me because, look, truth be told, I am a 2-time Obama voter. I'm a gay man that grew up in the suburbs of Chicago. So I grew up in a very diverse town and neighborhood, and we had every walk of life. I was raised by Italian immigrants who are extremely inclusive and understanding of wanting the American dream. But all of the things that we were complaining about or yelling about or mad about was so common sense. It was so like, wait a minute, which it's something that you would think people on the left would have joined with you on and been like, you're right. Like, I don't want to listen to authority. I don't want to listen to something that doesn't make sense. So I thought I was just doing something that was common sense, which nowadays, as we know, common sense is actually pretty conservative.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? So, hey, if that means I'm conservative, then guess what? I'm conservative.
Yeah, it's really interesting to compare the conservatives of today to what classical liberalism actually was. And I'm almost 40, and I think about my parents' generation, the boomer generation, and then the greatest generation that came before them. And the idea that classic liberalism would have made such a strong play in the world of conservatism because the left just abandoned these people who understand this idea of like, leave me alone. Don't police everything that I do. I don't need you to be there to help me make every decision. I don't want a program to be put in place for every problem I don't realize that I have yet. That is definitely something that has become a foundational element of the conservative party. And, you talked about being maybe an unlikely conservative the way people might categorize you, Ant, but who's to say? Like, what kind of world do we live in where if I look at you or if I meet you within 10 seconds, I should know your political lean because of what I see as opposed to waiting to find out what I hear?
Yeah, well, and nowadays it's so like I feel like I'm in an alternate universe because, and I'm sorry for my voice, guys. If you watch my videos, you'll know that I scream all the time. So.
Yeah, like I said, you're getting my feels out when you do that. I appreciate it.
It's like my actual feelings, but if you wear an American flag shirt or you have something that indicates that you're for our country, it's like homophobic, racist, xenophobic. Like it's attached to all these negative connotations, and like. Here's what's so ironic to me. It's so mind-blowing to me because as the son of parents that came here in the 70s, as kids, my father absolutely loves the United States of America. We were raised, yes, as Italian Americans, but we were raised with the American dream, the culture, the ability to do whatever you want, the freedom of luxury that we have in this country. So by default, I was raised to love the United States of America. Why wouldn't you? This is the greatest place on earth. And now to be told that I'm all of these phobics because I support the United States is just so that it's almost like, it's not almost, it's a mental disorder to think that. And I will never stop.
Yeah.
I will never stop fighting for this country.
It's refreshing to hear, and your emotion behind it too for people who want to find out more about Anthony Raimondi. Conservative Ant is his social handle through most platforms. I definitely saw him first on Instagram. You can't stop. We can't afford for people like you to stop. And the interesting thing that kind of ties what's going on with the people who make the headlines and the national news coverage to what you're doing on a daily basis, probably to an extent what I do here with my show on a daily basis, is they're going after Trump. And if you read the indictments from Georgia, you see that he tweets things or he says you should watch the news right now. And they're citing these as elements in indictments about Donald Trump. And you don't have to look just at Donald Trump, but it's a really good example of how if you're on the wrong side and if you're speaking on the wrong side, they're going to get you. They're going to come after you. They're going to do what they can to silence you if they have deemed you effective. How do you deal with that as somebody who has built a really substantial following being a conservative social media influencer?
Yeah, so what I want people to really realize is the indictments that are, because now the indictments out of Georgia is against his attorneys. Anybody who aligned with Donald Trump in any way, shape, or form with helping him or anything like that. What people don't understand is this is a bigger picture. I agree, nobody is above the law. Nobody is above the law. So whether it's the Bidens, the Clintons, the Obamas, or the Trumps, if you are doing something that's illegal, you should be taken care of. But this is different. What this is if they can do this to anybody associated to Donald Trump, they can also do this to you. So if you don't agree with the current administration, or if you don't align in line with what the norm is in their view, they can go ahead and put an indictment on you or put you in jail. We have political prisoners in this country already. We already know that. And they've been rotting away in jail since January 6th. So am I saying that January 6th is right? No, but I wasn't there. We don't know the truth about January 6th. So to put people in jail for just simply being at January 6th and not doing anything or entering the building, that's concerning to me as an American, not as a conservative, not as a Democrat, as an American. And so at what point in time do you say, wow, this is going to trickle down to your social media influencers. This is going to trickle down to your radio personalities. This is going to trickle down to your Candace Owens and Dan Bongino's and podcast people, where it's like, because they have an opinion or they're questioning the outcome of an election, say, you can now slap an indictment on them. You can put them in jail. That's concerning for the United States of America. We don't roll that way. And sorry that I'm ranting, but
you're good.
You know, yesterday I had a woman come up to me that recognized me. I was just at the beach, and she recognized me, and she's like, oh my God, I love you so much. I'm from South America originally. And she said, you are literally speaking what I want to say.
Yep.
Because what people don't understand is a lot of people that come from places like Venezuela, anywhere in South America, Cuba, they dealt with this. This is why they left their country, because they had a totalitarian government that wanted nothing more than to have control over their people. And so when you hear it from that side and people are like, oh my God, this happened in my country, what are Americans going to do? It's concerning to me, and it should be concerning to everybody.
It's so true. And, you know, we're speaking with conservative aunt Anthony Raimondi, conservative aunt across all the social media platforms. I encourage you to follow him, subscribe to him, and support him. But Aunt, when you see this issue that you're talking about, the pressure that's coming, that's already arrived for other people, and you know that it's going to be coming as we get, like I said, 445 days away from the election. It's going to get more intense as we go. Is the solution to this problem for someone like you, maybe someone like me, to have more speech, to speak more, to speak louder? Do we have to get smarter? How do we go about it?
Yeah, you definitely don't want to stay quiet, because then they won. See, that's what they want. They want us to shut up. And this is not a Democrat or a Republican thing. There are many people in the Republican Party that are not working for Americans as well. There's a lot of issues in our government all around on both sides. But to make your voice heard is literally our right as an American, which is what makes me a conservative, because I want to conserve our Constitution. The Constitution is the reason why you're allowed to have this show and I'm allowed to be on it.
Yep.
Realistically. Without that, they can do whatever they want, because you don't have free speech, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they can control your social media. They can control you, which we're already seeing it come out of Canada. They're no longer allowed to get our news.
Yeah. It's
When I was in Italy just recently, I wasn't able to, on my phone, download things like Fox News, right-wing news organizations, because my IP address was in Italy at the time. So they didn't want my news or right-wing news to get to that side of the globe, right? They didn't want people. So when I started talking to Italians, they're like, oh, we had no idea that Donald Trump did X, Y, and Z.
Oh my goodness.
You don't even know that. How often do you get news from Italy, really? From Europe?
Yeah.
Think about it.
It is. It's so the solution to everything is more speech. It's the First Amendment in a real impactful way. It really flows downstream when people do have that freedom to speak, which is initially what makes this country so great and different than many other places. Conservative aunt with us right now, Anthony Raimondi. I want to ask you one last question before we part ways.
Sure.
And you talked about the lady at the beach from Venezuela. You've talked about how you're from Chicago, from the blue state of Chicago, of Illinois. Well, my state of Chicago. I live down south, so that's pretty much what I think anyway.
We say we're from Chicago, even if we're from the suburbs.
Yeah, exactly. Nope, not from Chicago, around St. Louis. Where's that? I want to know about the people who come up to you. You talked about being a gay man. I mean, the Republican Party, if the leaders of the political Democrat Party had their way, are going to say that everybody out there is an old white dude. And then they pick the oldest, whitest dude they could to be president, which is always an ironic thing to me. What do you, like, are you seeing people go, you're onto something, Aunt? You're saying things that make sense to me. How... But you're a gay man, but you have a multicultural background, that they say that those things shouldn't be compatible. Are you starting to crack through that surface with people?
Yeah, I'm seeing it a lot more. I would say probably in the last year and a half, more than before. And look, the old white dude Republican Party, I agree. That's done. Like, when you're starting to see people like Byron Donalds and, Candace Owens and people that are, younger and cooler and more diverse, that's what we want the conservative movement to really be about. And I always tell people too, I'm like, look, if there's so many different bills that go against the LGBT community that you want to make sure stay, and you feel that the Republican Party is trying to take those rights away, which they're not, but that's a different day. Wouldn't you want a gay conservative person within that party to be like, hey guys, slow down, wait a minute. Like, no, that's not going to happen, right? You would want the opposing view to be part of that party so that we can, because you're not going to work across the aisle anymore in most things within our Senate. So it's like, wouldn't you want me to be part of that party? Because I do have a lot of liberal thought. I do have a lot of liberal background. So why wouldn't you want a conservative gay man whose parents are immigrants to be part of, the Republican Party, so I can stop things or help things or push things for you? So it's like, think of the big picture. Don't always think about, oh my God, this guy is this supporter, that supporter, that supporter. Because I like people like Vivek. I like people like Kennedy. Once you start getting down the rabbit hole and digging on some people, things come up. But I'm open to listening to policy on every aspect and every party. But you just, there's right-wing Christian conservatives, and I'm Catholic, that, I get attacked from all the time.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I mean, you're not always going to appease everyone's not going to like you.
And in America, that's the point, right? That even if everybody doesn't like you, Aunt, you get to be you, and you get to be the one who decides, no, this is who I am, this is what I am, and everybody else can take it or leave it. And I can tell from your social media, a lot of people do really like you. And I do. I have been a fan of yours, and it's a real pleasure to have you come on the show and have this conversation with us today.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure. I had fun.
All right. Let's do it again. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Anthony Raimondi's Conservative Aunt. He's a social media influencer. He's a comedian. You can go to conservativeaunt.com. Aunt is short for Anthony. He's on Instagram, Truth Social, Twitter, YouTube. And we are just very happy to have him here. I hope you enjoyed that. Trying to branch out and talk to different people, get different voices on here. And I was grateful that he agreed to come on and talk to you on The Annie Frey Show. Let's take a quick break. Wiggins America when we return.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
In Illinois, when you're looking to build a home, a lot of people looking to relocate, and the inventory on home sales right now is so super low, you've maybe considered building. Try C.A. Jones. If you go online to cajonesinc.com, you can see the variety. It's a very broad kind of home that they can build for you. If you're looking to downsize, if you're looking to grow and expand, they've got both areas covered. And these are beautiful, beautiful homes. They're affordable as well. They talk about improving lives through quality homes and community involvement. And when you go to cajonesinc.com, there's going to be a custom design building tool, and you're going to be able to pick the blueprint or the layout that you want. You can find areas where you could build that house if you're looking for a destination, and then you can customize the look of it. You can pick the brick color, the shutter color, the shingle cover, and go, wow, look at that. That's the house. And I'm going to C.A. Jones to get it. Trust them with the conversation. They are respectful to their clients, and they have repeat customers, and you could be one of them. Go to cajonesinc.com.
This is an important notice to consumers facing $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt. You may not be required to pay it all back because there are special programs now in effect that will significantly reduce the amount you will owe if you qualify. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. These programs, which the credit card companies like to keep secret, exist to aid American consumers struggling with overwhelming credit card debt by offering tremendous savings and real debt relief. Accredited Debt Relief has established a special hotline for you to call and learn what savings you qualify for. They've helped qualify consumers with over $1 billion in debt and are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. So don't wait. Get the relief you need during these hard economic times. For this free information, call the Accredited Debt Relief Hotline now. Call 800-873-7171. 800-873-7171. 800-873-7171.
Hi, Chad Hansen with Hansen's Tree Service. If your trees are looking sick or if you have insects that aren't welcome in your landscape, Hansen's can help. Our plant healthcare program offers tree and shrub fertilization as well as pest management to maintain a great-looking landscape. Check us out at hansonstree.com.
Today's Annie Frey YouTube live chat poll: will President Trump go to prison, yes or no? Just one of those two options. Let us know what you think, and we'll read those results at about 2:45. Also, let us know your Ask Me Anything questions. Get on the YouTube live stream there and hashtag AMA for those questions. We'll be doing that at 1:25. It is 12:50 right now. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Are we one of your top presets?
You were giving off that vibe, so if you want to take it to that level.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. We appreciate you being here with us. Just got to speak with Anthony Raimondi. He's conservative social media influencer, conservative social media influencer, and I just appreciate everything he has to say.
So once he popped up on the live stream, I recognized him. I did not know that I had seen his videos by just the name, but once I saw him, like, oh yeah,
you recognize him?
I do. I have seen him before.
His videos are really funny, and as you said, he apologized for his voice, which his voice was fine. But he's like, in my videos, I yell a lot, which is where I do say, you are yelling what I wish I was yelling on a daily basis. I couldn't do that for 15 hours a week, but I feel you.
I would love to hear him come back and just like hear
Yell?
a rant. Yeah, I kind of want to like hear him rant a little bit because he kind of got into it a little bit.
I'm going to find some of his stuff and pull it for us so we can maybe play it a little bit later in the show. It was a really, really great conversation, and you can go into the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Download it. You can follow 97.1 FM Talk, follow the Annie Frey Show, and just rewind to about, 12:25, 12:30-ish? Yep. That'd be about right. We are going to postpone Wiggins America to 1:45, and it's the B or not the B, so we didn't want to run out of time because we went long with Anthony Raimondi there. But I do want to tease when we come back. Last night, I was going through... I did one of those rabbit hole deep dives, and I was watching tons and tons of video and news reports from November, December 2016.
Okay.
You remember what was going on in November, December of 2016?
Yeah, people were melting down.
People were losing their mind. Here is Let's see here. Which one do I? It says rump. Let's do Doug Schoen. They're playing this. Do you remember the celebrities who created this video? And they were trying to persuade people to do the right thing. Do you remember that?
It depends on which one. 'Cause, yeah, I think I do.
Listen to this. 2016.
And just 36 other conscientious Republican electors could make a difference.
By voting your conscience on December 19th.
And thereby shaping the future of our nation.
I'm not asking you to vote for Hillary Clinton.
I'm not asking you to vote for Hillary Clinton.
I'm not asking you to vote for Hillary Clinton.
As you know, the Constitution gives electors the right to vote for any eligible person.
Any eligible person, no matter which party they belong to.
But it should certainly be someone you consider especially competent.
Especially competent to serve as President of the United States of America.
It should be somebody who you vote for. You really should be voting for the person who is competent. Was the actual message in what was an essential PSA of sorts that was put together with Martin Sheen and what's the woman from Will and Grace? Man, she's an upset lady.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, too. I can't think of her name.
It's probably the meanest thing we could do to her.
Yeah, sorry.
I can't remember what it is either. They had Josiah Bartlett, President Bartlett in there, trying to tell people how to use the Constitution. I was watching it, and I thought, I wonder if Donald Trump got all of his ideas for 2020 from 2016. I'm not joking.
What it sounds like is that those people are publicly trying to overturn an election. I don't know. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know if that was their intention or not.
I think that's what they were doing.
It does seem like directly exactly what they're doing.
Like they were targeting electors even.
I mean, you're sitting here and you're watching these videos and you're going, you're freaking kidding me. I'm like, this table won't detach from the floor, but I want to toss it over right now because it's enraging. Because the oozing arrogance that comes from President Bartlett, Martin Sheen, when he's there telling you what he's going to do. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't have Michael J. Fox standing there next to him when he did it. Like, because there are people who think that, well, you know, that former president did say this was legal. It's bizarre. It's so hypocritical, and they know. This is not. I'm not going to play this sound I'm going to play more of it for you when we come back, so we can rage together a little bit. Have you fun Friday, get the feels out, you know. I'm playing this last night, and I'm going, how do these people sleep at night? And the truth is that if they get to wake up and hate Trump and go to sleep and hate Trump, they sleep well.
Yeah.
The grandstanding that has happened since 2020 from these people is, I want to laugh, but there's a part of me that's really, really mad about it, and I don't know what to do with those two things.
Well, no, it's the same thing. It makes you gasp and kind of chuckle at the hypocrisy of it, because the alternative is rage. Because the stakes are so high. It is so important that we get this country back on track, and these people don't care because Trump bad. It's really that simple.
Sorry, go ahead. Give that clip to Conservative Ant and let him just yell about it for us.
I think he knows what he's doing. Anyway, as I was saying, I got more clips for you on this when we come back. It's really actually mind-blowing. Ask Me Anything at 1:25 and Wiggins America at 1:45.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-399-9407 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-399-9407. That's 800-399-9407. What do you have to lose? Call 800-399-9407. Again, 800-399-9407.
So if the housing if you're living in your house and the upstairs and the downstairs aren't heating and cooling the same way, or if one area of your house is heating and cooling in one way, but the other side gets pretty uncomfortable, maybe in the dead of winter or the heat of summer here in St. Louis, I want you to consider how you can get help from Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling. They have this thing called an AeroSeal duct sealing, and what they do is they come in and they check your duct work and make sure that you're not losing a bunch of air in the joints and everything, that as it moves through your house and you're trying to heat this side of your house, the air doesn't get there the way it's supposed to. So they do an AeroSeal duct sealing. They've done it in my home, and it allowed us to disperse the heating and the cooling that we're paying for, and energy costs are ridiculous, so you don't want to be paying extra for that, and heat and cool our home evenly. If you're interested in an AeroSeal duct sealing, or just to have the conversation with Air Comfort Service, reach out to them at 314-513-0091. That's 314-513-0091, aircomfortservice.com.
If you're considering an annuity as part of your retirement plan, we need to talk. Hi, I'm Bob Stockdale, Senior Vice President Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel, and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 11 on 97.1 FM Talk. Annuities can be a useful tool for some retirement investors, but not all annuities are created equal. Every week, we meet clients who own complex annuities that don't suit their needs and, in some cases, actively undermine their retirement plan. Before you purchase an annuity, get a second opinion from the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel. Requesting a consultation is free of charge. To request a free consultation, contact us at clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com, or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas & Company Incorporated, member NYSE and SIPC.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio, 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
This is rare for the western U.S. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. A tropical storm watch in Southern California as Hurricane Hillary heads for Mexico's Baja California Peninsula. A Category 4 storm for now.
For the first time in 84 years, we could be looking at near tropical storm force conditions right on the west coast near San Diego.
Fox weather meteorologist Amy Freeze.
If you look at the rainfall totals, this is what's really impressive and problematic. This storm could bring 3 to 5 inches of rainfall widespread across Southern California, but there could be pockets of up to 10 or 12 inches.
That's raising concern about flooding and mudslides. Parts of the drought-stricken region could get a year's worth of rain. That rain expected to begin tomorrow in California as Hillary approaches Mexico, now about 360 miles south-southwest of Cabo San Lucas. It's expected to weaken in the colder waters further north off California. Another rare weather event in Rhode Island, where a tornado hit early today, lifting a car off an interstate highway outside Providence, where the driver was not injured. Parts of New England flooded by the same storm system. The man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students in an off-campus house last year hopes to delay his trial. A hearing for Brian Koberger just underway.
There are 6 motions that will be argued today. A big one is the defense motion for a stay to delay the trial, which is scheduled to start October 2nd, so they can challenge the grand jury indictment on the grounds that the jury was improperly assembled and improperly instructed on the burden of proof.
Fox's Jonathan Seri in Moscow, Idaho, where the defense also wants the judge to force prosecutors to hand over genetic genealogy information, which was used to build a family tree, leading to Koberger based on DNA found on a knife sheath at the murder scene. President Biden meeting with the Japanese and South Korean leaders at Camp David, a first-of-its-kind trilateral summit. A news conference planned later. America is listening to Fox News.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When a cold comes on strong,
Knock it out with Vicks DayQuil Severe for max strength daytime relief. Just one dose of Vicks DayQuil Severe starts to relieve 9 of your worst cold and flu symptoms to help take you from 9 to none. Power through your day with Vicks DayQuil Severe, the daytime non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, 9 to none medicine. Use as directed.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Oh, you have to love this weather in August. It's sunny this afternoon, very pleasant temperatures and humidity, 82 tonight, clear skies. Evening temperatures, about 75 to 78 degrees, 62 for the low. Saturday, sunny, warmer in the afternoon, but still easy to take, 89, 90. Hot and more humid on Sunday, 98. This is 97.1 FM Talk, Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
While the Republican candidates battle it out, we're kicking back and watching it unfold.
Join us for a GOP primary debate watch party.
Wednesday, August 23rd at Dave & Buster's.
It's free to attend, but space is limited.
Register at 971talk.com/events.
You want to retire soon, but everyone keeps telling you to wait until you're 65. After all, that's the age that you qualify for Medicare and you're close to full retirement age. I'm Marvin Mitchell, president of Compass Retirement Solutions. In my new book, Retire Early, the 9 critical decisions when retiring before 65, I discuss proper planning to help make early retirement possible. When to take Social Security, what to do with your 401k, health care, how to maximize retirement income, and much more. Get a complimentary copy of Retire Early by calling 1-800-743-8510. That's 1-800-743-8510. Can you retire early? Call 1-800-743-8510 for your copy of Retire Early, the 9 critical decisions when retiring before 65.
Investments and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and Illinois. Compass Retirement Solutions is not affiliated with the U.S. government or any governmental agency.
If you need a new bath or shower, call my friends at Bath Fitter of St. Louis. Mark Cox here. We love our new shower and tub enclosure. It looks fantastic. No demolition, no mess, and a lifetime guarantee. Right now, they're having a sale for 20% off up to $1,000 or 0 interest until 2028. That's 5 years. Call 636-338-1648. That's 636-338-1648. Bath Fitter of St. Louis.
Tune into the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Del, self-made millionaire and founder of Lifestyles Unlimited, will show you how to live the life of your dreams and pay for it with passive income.
Listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show this Saturday afternoon from 1 to 2 p.m. on 97.1 FM Talk.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
I'm Jim Onder. No one should be injured or be the victim of assault when using a rideshare service. These companies need to be held accountable.
Onder Law. Call 314 or 618-900,000 to learn more.
This hour of the Annie Frey Show is brought to you by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what you're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
That I am told, this is hearsay, but I am told by a reliable source that Friday evening somebody from Washington called the district attorney in Atlanta and said, you have to indict on Monday. We have to cover up all of the mistakes we just made with Weiss. And she said, apparently, my jurors aren't coming back till Tuesday. And they said, you didn't hear me. You have to indict on Monday. And she said, well, they're not going to get here before noon. They said, it doesn't matter. She said, this means it's going to be 8 or 9 or 10 o'clock at night. They said, it doesn't matter.
How strong does Newt Gingrich have to feel about the source of his hearsay to say that in public? He was on with Charlie Kirk.
He's got a long history of being fairly trustworthy, so I don't get any sense that
He was the Speaker of the House.
Yeah, I mean, he's not
familiar
he's
with
not
this.
an Adam Schiff. He's not doing this kind of stuff. So I would say he's trustworthy.
His entire thing now is being an analyst. And we've seen post 2016 election and 2020 election when people are out there saying things that were so far from the truth. Ironically, in 2016, people who were saying Trump had no choice or chance, and in 2020 that Donald Trump was going to be it, and then he didn't. Those people lost their livelihoods because they were so incredibly wrong. Newt Gingrich doesn't want to, in that sentence, say this is hearsay, and then come to find out that that is the opposite of true. So maybe the specificity of the details in what he just said there aren't 100% accurate, but woo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got no reason to question him saying that, and therefore what he's saying is that there is a media push. I mean, that's what it sounds like. I don't know. He said directly that this was because they wanted to control the narrative, but that's what I took from it.
Well, apparently the David Weiss stuff was such a disaster, according to what Newt Gingrich heard from somebody.
Yeah.
You heard it here fourth. That's the new slogan for 97.1 and the Annie Frey Show. The idea of where this election goes, not in the next 18 months, or not even 18 months, August, September, October, November, 15 months. The direction we continue to head while we have this conversation, the entirety of the 2024 election revolves around Donald Trump. The whole thing. He is at the center of it. Everything orbits around him. Is there any reason why that's not true?
No, no, it's not. It's entirely about him, because anybody who, let's say it is Biden or really anybody else, but specifically Biden, if it's Biden-Trump, the only reason anybody's going to vote for Trump or for Biden is because of Trump. They're going to vote against Trump. They're not voting for Biden, just like in 2020, but even more so after seeing him run the country.
Yeah. People don't really mention it very much in the conversation, but Donald Trump increased his vote get by 6 to 8 million or something like that.
Just need another 6.
I just need you to find me another 6 million votes. Actually, that's not even true. You don't need 6 million more votes. The popular vote doesn't have anything to do with anything, which is an ironic segue here, because going back and listening to the coverage last night while I was trying to sleep, and then I find a rabbit hole, and I have to be very careful about my rabbit holes. There are things out there. Some of you folks message me about them, and you're like, do you know that this is going on? And, it involves like space lasers.
I love those questions.
And lasers. I know that, but I can't afford to do that.
I know, but I think that you are aware of those things. It's just that you're not willing to report and go down those holes.
I have to separate it.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to separate what's factual and proven, and then I have to identify questions that people have about anything that's been factually reported upon, because just because it's been factually reported on, we've found out later on down the road, Russia, that wasn't necessarily accurate. So I have to be constantly skeptical, which is good because I am.
Yeah, it's easy.
It's one of my worst features. And so as somebody who doesn't sleep great all the time, if my mind starts going and I start heading off in that direction, I'm having this internal battle. Don't do it, Annie. Don't do it. You're going to be too curious. You're going to confuse, conspiracy theory with factual stuff. But I really want to know. That's what Joe Biden would say. And so I was going, this isn't conspiracy. This is what actually happened after the election in 2016. And I want you guys to all, let's just kind of close our eyes and cover our ears for a minute and pretend it's not August 2023. I want us all to collectively breathe in, breathe out, and let's go back to that moment when we realized that Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton.
I'm there.
It's nice. Let's just live here. Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business. That's what he said when he came out to the stage at 1:30 a.m. Central or whatever it was. And there was this strut to everything Donald Trump. And am I over-articulating this? I don't think that I am. It felt like the sun came out the next day. It was like, the end of Roger Rabbit?
I do.
After they take care of Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, Toonland's not dark anymore.
And they're all like walking around, and you're like, this can't be real. No, this is real. This is Toonland. This is probably an analogy that has way more purpose than I intended. But it's like there was singing and there was dancing, but you had to do it in quiet over here.
Annie,
but when you locked eyes with somebody who you knew was on your side, it's like you looked at each other and you're like, this is so huge. I didn't know this was really possible. I have goosebumps thinking about it.
I remember walking through the next day, walking through Walmart and just being like, what is the world right now?
I'm not.
And seeing people who, you just said it too, seeing people who had that look in their eye going,
no, they were walking around doing the same thing.
What is happening?
You could look at people in Walmart and kind of half smile, and you're like, you too?
Yes. And other people who were like, ooh.
And you too? No, they were at home crying in the streets screaming. I mean, they lost their freaking minds. If you were a Hillary supporter, listen, I understand mourning the loss of an election like that. If you were somebody who fought to get Hillary elected, it was going to be a historical moment for the country. And everybody forgot that the American people had to approve it. They got out ahead of themselves. She's so incredibly unlikable. And it didn't matter because it was her time. Well, not in this country. Not yet. That's not the way it works. So it wasn't just that Hillary lost. It was the combination that guy is taking away the broken glass ceiling. Him?
I know.
Donald Trump? And people lost their ever-loving minds. And so they started panicking. And they started talking to people who said, maybe there's still a way. Maybe there's still something that can be done. And when they did that, people started to attach themselves to it, because when the thought that, I know Donald Trump like 97% won, but there's still 3% you're saying there's a chance. Let's hold on tight to that and see what we can do.
Yeah. The Electoral College is normally a process every 4 years that doesn't grab headlines like this, because they tend to reflexively vote for the way we as a nation voted for president. But of course, there is kind of a grassroots urging among Democrats who don't want Donald Trump to be president to convince some of these electors to vote not for Donald Trump, basically. They need about 47 to basically rob Donald Trump of the presidency. Now, our founding fathers had this very debate. Alexander Hamilton said, hey, I think the Electoral College should be a check on the people. They should be allowed to vote however they want in good conscience. That is not the way we've seen this happen. The most electors we've ever seen be faithless is 6, a total of 6 in a presidential election way back in 1808.
December 2016, Washington Post's Amber Phillips reporting, I think it was on CNN. So she's kind of just explaining the process very casually, like, hey, everybody, I know that we voted on in November, but there's still a process here, and there are still some things that could happen. People are upset about it. She chuckles when she says that people who want to vote not for Donald Trump. And it just seemed to me that not that she was partisan in it. It just, when I watched her do it, she was like, man, this is nuts.
And you know what's amazing? With any of these reporters, politicians who are saying it, celebrities who are saying it, I don't think that any of us or any Republican anywhere said, you know what we should do is prosecute those people. We should go after those people legally for undermining democracy.
They were talking about how great Alexander Hamilton is.
They'd seen the play.
Yeah, had that been out
Electors meet tomorrow, and there has been this campaign to try to get some of them to not vote for Donald Trump, to be faithless electors. Some Hollywood celebrities have put out a video appealing to them, even appealing to specific electors by name. Take a look.
Hello, Ashley McMillan. This message is for you.
Unbelievable.
As you know, Mr. McMillan, our founding fathers built the Electoral College to safeguard the American people from the dangers of a demagogue.
She's a girl.
One little thing, Ashley McMillan's a woman, but beyond that, Ashley McMillan, who I believe is the vice chair of the Republican Party of Kansas, wrote to the Wall Street Journal to talk about the pressure she felt, not from these celebrities, but from others. And Ms. McMillan wrote, I won't violate the will of the people of Kansas simply because coastal elites think Mr. Trump tweets too much.
Huh. Do you remember that? I remember when I saw that, I remembered that they were putting out actual celebrity endorsed campaigns, calling electors out by name, doxing them.
I not only remember
might not have been a word then.
that, I'm going to go deeper and see if you guys remember. There was a theory that was floated by politicians and media alike that between when Obama swears out of office and the 5 minutes before when he's sworn out and Trump is sworn in, they said there's a 5-minute gap right there where we could X, Y. They filled in all these crazy theories. They said that while there's no president, you could do blah, 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 blah. I mean, they were getting very extreme about the measures they were willing to take to overturn the election.
It seems like a good premise for a movie.
Doesn't it?
5 minutes. Here's more from CNN.
I think this is dangerous. This whole even notion that there's two Americas and we're going to live with the fact that there's two Americas is dangerous because that is created a level of political divide that's very hard to get over if you go through this process. And I think this adds fuel to that fire. It's somehow somebody stole it. So let me get this right. They're basically saying all of the emails that were released showed us doing some really bad things that made Americans lose faith in us. Had whoever done it, I would assume it would be the Russians through WikiLeaks. Don't know that, just from information I've read. Had the Russians not pointed out or that information not been pointed out, all those bad things would have been kept quiet and we'd be president of the United States. That's a losing argument.
Russia. Remember that? Remember all of the reasons why they had all of this put together and had all of the reasons to, like we played in the celebrity video to begin with? They're like, this is what they say in that celebrity commercial that they put out. I'm not asking you to vote for Hillary Clinton. Well, why the hell not? You're asking me to not vote for someone else. Why not throw a name in there at the same time?
I love how many times they put that. The editor's like, ooh, I really want to pause right here. I want to pause right here and have 3 different celebrities say, I'm not asking you to vote for Hillary Clinton. They made it a point.
There's this one part where Brett Baer is setting up the panel to talk, and I'm going to play a clip here that I think is so key from Charles Krauthammer, who was such a smart man, where Brett Baer is he's like giving you the X's and O's of electors and slates of electors and faithless electors. And he's like, so it would then go to the House of Representatives or Congress or whatever. He goes, where they would then vote for Donald Trump. What are we doing here? It's pretty funny. But Charles Krauthammer made a great point when he was talking about the moment that they were in, because it's important to look back to this CNN panelist, I don't have their name, that was on the Jake Tapper panel, and he was talking about how the Hillary Clinton emails were released and how Russia was involved in it. Of course, we knew that Donald Trump was in bed with Russia, or details. And we knew that there were a lot of sketchy things going on, and we knew that Donald Trump was trying to steal the election with the help of Russia, which all turned out to be bologna sausage. Thank you, Adam Schiff. And that was the world that we were living in right now. So how could Donald Trump actually win this election? With Russia, with the support of Russia. Russia just wanted to help Donald Trump. And that was the point so many were making.
Putin is actually succeeding in a sense. If you wanted to destabilize the American system and to turn people against each other, well, he's produced it. You've got CIA, you've got FBI, Democrats, Republicans, committee chairmen, all at each other's throats. The issue here isn't who elected Donald Trump. The American people did. The issue is the power of the Russians and presumably others to get into our systems and disrupt what we do. And the deeper issue is we've had an administration, it's the same in Aleppo, it's the same in Ukraine, same everywhere, that does nothing, does absolutely nothing
to deter the other power. The point of a superpower is not to invade, it's not to drop the bombs, it's to be so strong that when you issue a warning, secretly or publicly, the other guy listens and doesn't do it. And we are going to suffer from the fact that Putin has gotten away with this and succeeded to the extent he has us at each other's throats.
What an important point by Charles Krauthammer. And this was made very clear. I don't know if it was December that I'm trying to go deep dive here and give you specific details that might be a little bit off, but the point still remains the same. It's like 15 or 17 people who were indicted who had connections to Russia, who tried to interfere in the election by buying like Facebook ads to tell you one way or the other. And the determination by the investigative body was that they had no influence on the election whatsoever, but they did try.
Yeah, I remember that. That was the outcome of the investigation was, yeah, they tried to buy ads. Okay.
When we found out that Russia had participated in this way and the investigative bodies identified it and charged people with it, they said at the same time, this isn't new. This is not a brand new thing for 2016. People are trying to mess with American elections all the time. But the thing that Vladimir Putin and Russia hate the most is the American system of government that is a people-first government. Vladimir Putin doesn't want Donald Trump in office. Vladimir Putin doesn't want Hillary Clinton in office. Vladimir Putin doesn't want Joe Biden in office. Vladimir Putin wants America to fail so that Russia can then succeed. And the best way to do it is not to pick a side in American democracy, it's to crush American democracy. And the best way to do that is to make people like you and me, when we disagree with one another, hate each other. Because a democracy can't continue to exist if the people who disagree with one another can't communicate, can't speak freely, and still go about their business in a free country like the United States of America. If Vladimir Putin is to truly succeed in what he may have been trying to do in 2016 or in any event in the future, it's to undermine how we live in this country and do everything he can to destroy it. That was in 2016. Fast forward to August 2023. What a success that has been. Let's take a quick break. We'll talk with the group here. Ask Me Anything when we return. Need your questions on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. And at about 1:45, The Bee or Not the Bee with Ryan Wiggins and Wiggins America. We'll be right back.
It was dark and I was over until you kissed
This is the Annie Frey Show.
My hands, they were strong, but my knees were far too weak.
Stewart's American Mortgage, easy to find them at 314-324-4440. That number is Stewie's phone, 314-324-4440. You can text it, you can call it, and contact Stewie directly. When you are looking for a mortgage, or if you have found yourself in a position, we spoke to Stewie earlier this week here in studio about somebody who was dealing with $100,000 in credit card debt. And when inflation is out of control, gas prices are up, and you're trying to find that extra money to pay off that credit card debt, and the interest rates are like approaching 30%, it can spiral out of control very quickly. consider doing a cash out refinance with Stewie and Stewart's American Mortgage. Yeah, as rates have increased, it still might be significantly lower than what you're having to pay on some of that high interest debt. And Stewie is there to walk you through the process. He's going to explain to you how it will benefit you. And if he goes through the process with you and he says, you know what, I don't think you'd be in a better position should you continue to do this, he'll be honest with you and he will tell you that. Call him or text him at 314-324-4440 and tell him Annie sent you. 314-324-4440. Google the Bagel Loan, NMLS number 226715.
We've been here 30 years, 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did Rhino Shield 14 years ago, and the house still looks the same as the first day. Rhino Shield really worked with me to help me get just the right nice soft yellow, and it's 14 years later, and it's the same color.
The main reason Terry called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by its 25-year transferable warranty.
It just sounded wonderful that we could have the house coated with Rhino Shield and not have to worry about it again for 25 years.
Take it from Terry. Give Rhino Shield a call now for a free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
There have been neighbors that have come by and said, did you just have your house painted? Because they wanted to know who the contractor was. And I said, no, it's actually Rhino Shield.
877-25rhino.com.
Diamonds Direct is making it easier than ever to design your dream ring at your dream payment. Announcing all new aggressive financing options up to 60 months. These new creative plans allow you to pick your payment so you don't have to compromise on that engagement ring. We know that just like that ideal engagement ring, one size doesn't fit all. You want choices, alternatives, options, and as always, we want to empower you every step of the way. Diamonds Direct's multitude of finance options now allow you to spread your payments up to 5 years. Pay nothing down or pay a lot down. You decide. Get a $400 a month payment or a $200 a month payment. It's your choice. So you can get the most beautiful engagement ring and have money left over for other fun things like a tropical honeymoon or decorating the house. And by the way, it's not just for engagement rings. You can use these flexible financing options for wedding bands, designer jewelry, gifts for any occasions. At Diamonds Direct, we're always finding ways to help you make your money go farther. Your love, our passion. Get directions, showroom hours, and more at diamondsdirect.com.
Hey, it's Tom Ackerman. Where do you go for your annual eye health examination? Ophthalmology Associates, of course. Doctors Greg Birdie and Ranjan Malhotra. Dr. Robert Bersati, he's the one I saw, or Dr. Andrew Royer. They are available to you and are there to take care of all your vision needs at Ophthalmology Associates. They're on Manchester Road, a half mile west of 270. Your vision is their business at Ophthalmology Associates. In fact, many of their patients are doctors themselves. That's why they call themselves the doctors, Ophthalmology Associates. Are your eyes itchy and scratchy? It could be more than just allergies. They're the leaders in dry eye diagnosis and treatment. They're the leaders in LASIK and discussing those procedures. And if you're having difficulty reading or driving at night, you have glare from oncoming headlights, could be early signs of cataracts, and they can talk to you about multifocal lens implants. Ophthalmology Associates, youridoc.com.
It is Friday. This is your last chance to win Cardinal tickets this week for Military Appreciation Night at the Ballpark. It is tonight, but you call right now to win 314-241-9797. 314-241-9797. Be the 8th caller in honor of Gary Gaetti, we
Cardinals
decided.
legend.
Cardinals legend Gary Gaetti. Be the 8th caller. 314-241-9797.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is hiring licensed journeymen. Don't have a journeyman license? Air Comfort Service will help you get it. Get guaranteed hours year-round and more. Apply online at aircomfortservice.com.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Amir Hadzik, he is a St. Louis County police officer.
I think that Russian reinvasion of Ukraine kind of took our attention away from Afghanistan, and frankly, I think our current administration probably enjoyed that moment.
Weekdays from 3 to 6. This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Man, Gary Gaetti, great third baseman. He was good for us.
Hard-hitting Gary Gaetti.
Wasn't Trey Glaus 8 too?
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys.
Yeah.
I think he
Yeah. I used to be really good at numbers and players.
I
and stuff
used
like
to be
that,
really
but-
good friends with Troy Glaus.
Yeah, he and I were best buds.
I'm still really good at numbers for baseball players.
Like you see him and you're like, that's number 13.
Mm-hmm. Even if I see him out at the coffee shop, I'm
Chris
like, oh, hey,
Carpenter.
there's number 24 over there. Don't know his name, but
Rick Ankiel,
Which one?
24.
He was 24, but I think he was also like 66 when he came up as a pitcher.
Yeah.
Duh.
He's like, get rid of that number.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I want to be an outfielder and be number 24.
That was so awesome.
A great comeback story. Lil, ask me anything?
You have to ask me nicely.
Don't make me beg here. Ask me anything.
Tell me the truth!
I have the first question. You guys have a number?
Wait, what? Do we have a number?
Yeah.
Like if we're players?
Tell everybody your phone number or your social security number. No, people say, oh, that's my favorite number or whatever. It's kind of a silly thing to have, but I think a lot of people have favorite numbers. If you are thinking I'm silly, go on the YouTube chat and y'all tell me what your favorite number is.
No, I have one.
What is it?
It's 16.
Why?
Well, because when I was little, I was like, well, 16 is my birthday, September, but it's also Brett Hull's number.
That's a good story.
reason.
And I just kind of stuck with it.
If you did that now, Mason Wynn, do you know what number Mason Wynn's going to be?
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I do, but do you?
Yes, I do.
Once you say, I just wanted to make sure that you know before I say it.
I do. He's going to be 0.
Yeah, 0.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kerry Robinson.
Yep.
I'm good at cardinal numbers.
Mhm.
I know a lot of useless things. People are like, I know, we listen every day. What's your favorite number? What's your number?
My number is 21. It was my high school baseball number, and I was assigned that number, and I'm like, I'm going to embrace this number.
That's Jensen's volleyball number.
Even though whenever I was assigned the number, it was in the middle of the long gone summer with Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa doing the home run chase, and Sammy Sosa's number was 21.
Yeah. No 25.
Nope.
Mark McGuire.
Mark McGuire. I remembered that.
Andrew. My number is 43. That was my basketball number. The other number would be 9. I think my softball and volleyball numbers were number 9.
Jackie Robinson.
43?
42.
Yeah.
I was saying Jackie Robinson is one less than that.
I just wanted to follow in his footsteps of inclusion, so naturally.
You want to go one more?
43. I do this thing at, I coach, my kids' sports, volleyball and basketball. I do this thing at practice where, who's going to get the ball first? Somebody pick a number, and I'll just say 1 through 100, or I'll say 1 through 8,000 or whatever. And every single time I pick 43, and it usually takes them 80% of the season to realize, pick 43. But I do it. I do it all the time. I can't let my daughter play because she gets it though, because I do it at home too. So the first person to yell 43 gets the thing. You got a question?
Yeah, and this
43
actually,
Richard Petty?
Yes.
Is that a
I don't know.
band?
Yep.
Oh man, you know what? When I was a kid, everybody wanted to be 23 because of Jordan.
Sure.
Everybody
Are
was
you kidding
23.
me? Our millennials and Gen Xers still want to be 23.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
So last week we were celebrating Brad's birthday at this time.
Yep.
And we had videos from a lot of people coming in. It was a lot of fun. The Wayno one was, amazing.
Awesome.
We got one of those videos from a former regular on the show, Rob Kramer.
Yeah.
He actually texted me this question right at the end of the segment, and I didn't get to it in time. I said, I'll do it next week.
You're making him do your work.
I am.
Is Rob Kramer your producer?
He said there's a scenario. He said you get to a table at a restaurant.
Yeah.
And they haven't cleared the table yet for the previous guests.
Mm-hmm.
There is half a pizza on it, been untouched. Do you take a slice?
No. No. Not at all.
Brad?
No.
Ryan?
No.
Really?
No, I'm going to surprise you and say no. Because it does seem like something I would do, but I have never in my life done that.
Did Rob say what he would do?
He didn't tell me what he personally would do, but he said the reason that he was asking is because when his parents went on their first date, his dad did that.
Oh, no.
Hey, it worked.
Apparently it worked. So he wanted to see if anybody else
No.
anywhere would have done that. And I don't think the answer is yes.
The only instance where that's happening is I sit down at the table that I just saw. Oh, the Wiggins were just here and they left, and like, oh, you can have the rest of the pizza. I need to know everything about where that pizza has been.
Yeah.
This is kind of a funny story. We were out at lunch after church with some of our friends, and their daughter has autism. And we're sitting at the table, and the people next to us came in, and they were having a birthday party, and they had a cupcake tree. Have you ever seen those?
Yeah, like a tower.
And so I looked over at Hannah, and Hannah was just eyeing the cupcakes, just eyeing them down.
This is Hannah, your friend.
Our friend's
not
daughter.
Not our Hannah.
Yeah. So she's just eyeing those cupcakes.
She was at another table.
Yeah.
Oh, man, those cupcakes. Oh, and Brad's here, but I can't take one now.
So anyway, we got up to leave. We paid our check. And we were on our way out to leave. And Hannah just reached out, snatched a cupcake off that tower, and ate the whole thing before her mom could move.
Yeah.
And so, being good friends, my wife and I just started cracking up and left.
Yeah.
And just left poor Patty there to deal with it with her.
Hopefully it wasn't a problem. Sometimes you see a cupcake, you need to have the cupcake.
I don't think that I would be, I mean, some situations, but there are situations where I would not be grossed out to do that. But socially, I could never get over the barrier of just walking up to a table and being like, yeah, I'm just going to eat this leftover food. I really could. I mean, even if I was not grossed out by it, I couldn't do it.
Brad, got a question?
I do. I want to know, this is more of a serious question, but you two are both parents, and I would like to know, what do you think, or what do you feel is the best part about having kids?
There's so many things.
You're just so, I'll say this as a dad, it may be true for a mom, but I think
You
from
only have experience.
reading my wife that it might be a little different for her, that you're so dang proud of everything they do. They achieve any milestone, from the smallest things like learning how to put their socks on.
Which part of this isn't Mrs. Wiggins?
Well, I think she would not say the same thing. You know, she probably feels that, but I think she would say her favorite part is something else. But what came to mind for me is the frequency with which I think about my kids, and I'm proud of them.
Yeah. Because you're just watching them do new things every day.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, it's very hard to answer that question when you have a 13-year-old all the way down to a 2-year-old, because the great things differ with age. But I think honestly, it works across the board. I think my favorite thing is genuinely laughing with them, where something is funny, and on different levels you can talk to or interact with your kids, and you can be entertained by things together and laugh together. My kids have great sense of humor. My Molly, she's 2. She's learned to side eye. If she knows, like, Ryan, if I'm looking at you and you're looking at me, and you're me, and you're like trying to get Molly's attention, she'll do this. And she just freezes, and she looks like perpendicular to where I am, and she freezes, and she just kind of stares off into nothing, and then she'll slowly peek over at you, and then she'll like, maybe if I'm absolutely still, she can't see me.
Like you're a velociraptor.
And she's fully committed to it. Fully committed to it. She won't stop doing it until something else comes in and completely changes the scenario.
That's funny.
She also says stop a lot. Info dude says, does anyone name their car or truck? Ryan?
Yeah.
What?
In college I did. We don't anymore. We just call it the black one and the red one.
Yeah.
But
what was the name?
There was a time before kids that Katie would, actually it was Katie's fault. She would make me name my cars even when we were dating.
What were some names of your cars?
I think the one I had, there was a Ford Focus, and it was orange, and it just looked like an egg. We called that one Sean Dubs.
Why?
I don't know. It just sounded like kind of like a dud name, and that car was just like
a dud.
It's just gonna get you somewhere.
What about you, Brad?
I know this is gonna come as a shock, but I don't actually name my vehicles.
That does come as a shock.
I thought you would have.
Yeah.
Every time you would have gotten one, you've broken a bottle of wine over it.
Nope.
You guys think that I name my cars?
I don't know.
I think you refer to your cars as names, but you're not the one that gives them the names.
Ooh.
Absolutely not. That's
Ooh,
nerd
I like
stuff.
that. I like that.
It's
I'm going
a
to go
Pac-
with that.
Do you want to get in the Pacifica or do you want to get into the other car? That's the way it is.
Is it?
Name my car. I don't even call my kids the right names. Let's see here.
You should call one of them Sean Dubs.
Then it'd be confusing and I'd get in your car. Balls asks, Annie, do you have any desire to ever visit Disneyland? Not, I think that the Disneyland trip that I would eventually take someday is going to be a part of a great adventure that my husband and I intend to have, which is a San Francisco to San Diego, rent a convertible, drive the PCH, and watch the Cardinals play in 3 stadiums, and then stay at Disneyland but I'm not going to California to go to Disneyland.
I would.
It would be a stop along the way.
I want to go to Tokyo Sea while I'm in Japan next year, but nobody else wants to go.
Yeah,
so.
but you're not going to Japan to go to Tokyo to Disney Sea.
No, I'm not.
And I'm not going to Southern California to go to Disneyland.
I just love theme parks. I want to visit every single one ever made.
Scooter says, who has the best eye-hand coordination in the studio? Throw something at them to find out. Say yes!
Go ahead, except the problem is that I have
didn't
good
throw anything.
hand-eye coordination, not eye-hand coordination, so you probably would have hit me in the face because I didn't know what you were talking about.
So who has the best hand-eye coordination in here?
Me.
I think it's me.
I think it's me.
We're all
There
athletic.
you go. There you go. There you have it.
Yeah.
Well, let's test
We're not
it.
even going to argue about it. We're just,
I know. I'm like, what can I throw at people right now?
How would we test it?
I don't know.
Because
How do you test that?
You can't test. You can test hand-eye coordination, but there would be other variables for a lot of other things.
Yeah. Probably we should test how far you can hit a golf ball.
I think we should just go to the kickboxing gym and test it there.
That's not hand-eye.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is
No.
absolutely, because you got to hit what you're aiming at when you're throwing a punch, and you got to be able to get your hand where it needs to be to block a punch that's coming at you.
I think I'd win that. And I don't think that that's a good test of it either.
I would just hold up a Captain America shield for those things. You don't need hand-eye. Just be a bam, bam. And then I throw it at you guys.
Who would win at chess, Brad or Ryan, and how badly would you crush the both of them? I don't play chess. I'm not a chess player, so I would not
Okay,
win.
I will declare that I would beat Annie.
Yeah, that's if you can know how all the pieces move. I know I have played on the computer in the 90s. That's it.
Do you play?
No. I was on
Yes, I win.
I was on the chess club in grade school, but after that, I'm like, I'm done.
First, we'll play chess. Then we'll do hand-eye coordination, and I'll beat you at that.
Whoever wins at chess gets to pick the event for hand-eye.
Bobo says Coke or Pepsi.
I hate that I'm going to say Pepsi because I like Coke's marketing better, but
What?
I'm going to go Pepsi just by taste.
I really only drink Diet Soda, and Diet Pepsi is infinitely better than Diet Coke.
Coke. Just Coke is better. Regular Coke.
All right. And you got another question you want to ask before we wrap, either of you?
Well, these have been really good, though.
Yeah.
Thanks for all these good questions, you guys.
Is that a no?
Yeah, that's a no.
All right. The bee or not the bee on the Annie Fry Show. We come back. Jen Teskey with Remax Alliance. Easy to find online at jenteskehomes.com, Teske. She is so fun and she is so good at what she does. And she has the best team in the business. If you're looking to sell your home and you want to make sure that it is a smooth sailing process, you want Jen Teskey. 618-541-1010. 618-541-1010. Contact her if you're even considering selling your home because the market is super hot right now if you're looking to list. Homes are going for top dollar, and she can help make sure that you are positioned to get that top dollar. She has 15 years of experience plus helping families with the selling and buying of homes. She also has a certification in divorce real estate, which is specially trained to assist attorneys and divorce clients navigate challenges in selling a home during a divorce. If this is something that you know of or someone you know is going through this, you can trust Jen Teskey with this. It is a special certification. Not a lot of people have it, but Jen does. She is the best. She's with Remax Alliance, 618-541-1010, jenteskehomes.com.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing, together millions of things for our planet. Summer items like garden hoses, pool toys, and lawn chairs are not recyclable and best donated to charity. When we each share our one thing, it becomes a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
The poll today for the Annie Frey YouTube live chat is, will President Trump go to prison? Yes or no? Let us know what you think about that very simple, like 6-word question. Will President Trump go to prison? Yes or no? Annie Frey Show, YouTube live chat poll. The time is 1:48. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Hey, I'm asking you to save a life. I'm Mark Reardon, inviting you to join us for our annual blood drive in memory of Brett Bloom. Call 800-RED-CROSS or visit redcrossblood.org and use sponsor code KMOX.
Yo, VIP. Let's kick it. Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. Ice is back with my brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly. Flow like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo,
Wiggins! Oh! Wiggins! The bee or not the bee?
A little bit delayed.
These are stories that I'm going to read the headline. You guys got to tell me whether this comes from the Babylon Bee or whether this is a real story. The first one, Biden says anyone struggling to buy a house should just try setting up 20 shell companies to launder money from China.
Ooh, I think it's the bee. It has to be the bee.
Brad, you think that's real or you think that's the bee?
I'm going to go with real.
It is, well, here, I'll just read it to you. Quote, it worked great for a guy I know, Biden said as he relaxed at the presidential retreat at Camp David before traveling to Lake Tahoe for a relaxing weekend vacation. Here's the deal. No American should be on the brink of living in poverty when there are millions of dollars just waiting to be made by accepting bribes from foreign governments like China and Ukraine.
I got to ask a question here. Brad, did you hear what the headline he read?
No, I didn't.
He clearly did not. No. I'm like, there's no way you listen.
No, our X's and O's guests are here, and I'm trying to make sure somebody
read the headline again.
It's great. Brad, Biden says anyone struggling to buy a house should just try setting up 20 shell companies to launder money from China.
I think I sent that one to you.
I think you might have this week. All right.
funny.
Yeah, that's the Babylon Bee, Brad.
Dang,
That's all right. That's all right.
I know. All right, second
He was
one.
doing something else. That's okay.
Target attempts to win back customers with new straight white male pride collection.
B.
Yeah, I'm going to call it the Babylon Bee.
Quote, we've always loved straight white male customers, said the Target CEO while wearing a flannel shirt tucked into a pair of Lee jeans.
Sounds very lumberjacky.
Quote, as it turns out, selling products that spit in the face of your core customers' moral values tends to hurt sales a bit. Also, I love all beers except for that super gay Bud Light.
No.
That's what it says. Barfo-Rama, am I right? That's the Target CEO. That is the B. It's fake. The marketing rollout for the straight white male pride collection has begun with ads showing multiple red-headed white guys who look a lot like Oliver Anthony, decked out in cargo shorts and Skechers, comparing their multi-tools and talking about Ford trucks. Number 3, White House assures Americans we're not a banana republic, we're a democratic banana republic.
Are these all the B? This is not a segment called The Bee.
Well, you're right. That is the bee.
Okay.
Quote, these wild statements need to stop, said White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre. Any assertion that this country has turned into a banana republic is completely off base. We are a democratic banana republic in which the people have the illusion of being able to elect leaders who completely wreck everything. It's an important distinction. The Biden administration released a forceful statement declaring that their prosecution of political opponents was being performed in a very democratic fashion. Quote, our economic, political, military, and moral decline has all been overseen by representatives chosen by a cabal of wealthy elites, but elites who also won elections that citizens could participate in. Those are the facts our critics do not want to admit. President Biden has reportedly brushed off all mention of Banana Republic criticism, saying, I've never agreed with that. If we're a banana republic, where are all the banana trees? Number 4.
B.
Fishermen dredge up dinosaur off of New Zealand coast, but have to throw it back over smell.
Oh, gosh.
B.
Real.
Real.
Read it.
When crew on board a fishing boat dredged up the corpse of a mysterious sea creature, it was thought they'd come across a modern-day dinosaur. But after taking photographs and samples from the rotting 30-foot carcass that weighed 1,800 kilograms,
Gross.
The captain decided to throw it back into the sea because of the foul smell. The creature had a long neck, 4 large red-colored fins, and was about 2 meters long. The discovery, though, was made in April 1977, but researchers cannot get enough of it because they think that that could have been...
That one guy got enough of it, and he threw it back in the water.
Yeah.
Just like that old lady from Titanic.
Because of the pictures and because they were able to preserve some of the amino acids from the thing, there are scientists that still today believe that that could have been a modern-day paleosaur.
A paleosaur?
Yep.
No way.
Yep. I know. When I told you about paleosaurs the other day, you couldn't believe it. And I said, I'm getting that onto the show somehow then.
Congrats.
You're welcome.
One of us here is the winner. Go on. Finish your segment.
These conversations that we make up that never happen.
What are you talking about?
Number 5, it's just so stupid.
Get it together.
We were just outside talking about paleosaurs, and I said, I'm getting out of the show. Number 5, Georgia indicts millions of voters for conspiring to elect Trump.
I think that's real.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Annie on this one, real.
In yet another stunning move, Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis has announced the indictment. Fani. I've heard it both ways.
I know.
Still hear people say Fanny.
Here, it is funny. Not to be confused with my...
Fani has announced that the indictment of every Trump voter...
He trailed off there. It started with funny, but it didn't stop there.
There, it started low and ended low. But indictment of every Trump voter on charges of conspiracy to elect an election denier.
Are you okay?
Quote, these MAGA voters committed the heinous act of disagreeing with the ruling elites.
Is this the B?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking. You know, it actually does provide the spoonful of sugar when you think of her name as being Fani and you see her and you think in your head of someone going, Fani. It makes it just a little more palatable.
Old letters reveal Trump fantasized about being even more straight than he already is.
That's the B.
It's the B, but it's so funny. Quote, I have dreams of being even more straight, Trump wrote to his then wife, Marla Maples, in a letter dating back to the early 1990s. What if I liked women whom I love so very much? No one loves women more than me, believe me. But what if I love them even more? Oh, Marla, it is so good to pour out my soul to you, my unbelievably straight heterosexual soul. Doing so also makes me extremely straight. Many people in my dream were saying so.
Is this up for debate?
It's just him talking about being... I wish I could be even more straight than I am. No, I don't think so.
Like, usually there's a connected real news story.
The real news story is the Barack Obama
Oh,
That's
maybe.
what it
Maybe.
is. That's what it is. We
It
haven't talked
probably
about
is.
those. X's and O's when we come back with our friends from Midwest Wingfest. Go to MidwestWingfest.com to get your tickets. Get the recap on This Week in News with X's and O's and Ryan Wiggins in a minute.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon for Zero Res. I have a great offer for you. If you are looking to get your air ducts cleaned this August, Zero Res is going to let you take $100 off your August air duct cleaning when you call 474-2020 and mention 97.1 FM Talk. Did you know as many as 1 in 5 Americans suffer from allergies caused by particles frequently found in the air inside most homes? So if you have someone in your family that has allergies or asthma, or if you just want a cleaner home, Zero Res can help you with the air duct and dryer vent cleaning services. It's a 12-step professional source removal process. It guarantees your home will be clean to the highest standards, and right now it's $100 off. You know, I've talked about the dryer vents quite a bit. Dryer vents are one of the leading causes of home fires in the U.S., so you want to make sure that you clean that out at least every 1 to 2 years. And this is a great time to take advantage with an awesome offer from Zero Res. 314-474-2020. Online at ZeroResSTL.com. $100 off the air duct cleaning right now. You spell it backward or forward, it spells the same.
Hi, this is Brian with Velocity Home Buyers, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 314-782-3333. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition and any price range in the St. Louis area. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that needs updating, but you don't have the time or money for it? Great, because I love buying outdated houses. I buy vacant houses, job relocation houses, and foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 314-782-3333. That's 314-782-3333.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio.
Sponsored by Age of Learning.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Message to North Korea and China. Elisa Brady, Fox News. President Biden holding a Camp David summit with the leaders of Japan and South Korea. It's their first ever trilateral summit, and the first time he's hosted foreign leaders at Camp David as well. Speaking earlier at the start of the meeting, he commended them for political challenges they faced in their own countries just to come to the meeting. Now they have just released the Camp David principles, which include ensuring real-time sharing of warning information about North Korean missiles, also opposing any unilateral effort to change the status quo in the Indo-Pacific. They're also agreeing to launch an annual trilateral dialogue. They have a joint news conference scheduled for later this hour. The defense is calling DNA evidence into question at a hearing for quadruple murder suspect Brian Kohberger in Idaho. He is charged in the stabbing deaths of 4 university students last year in an off-campus house. Investigators used genetic genealogy to find a suspect. That was based on DNA evidence found on a knife sheath at the murder scene, but the defense is now calling that into question. They want a lot more information about it. They also want the trial delayed. Right now, it is set for October. Signing a pledge to support the nominee is a deal breaker for some Republicans running for president, including former Texas Congressman Will Hurd, who said today at the Iowa State Fair he's not so concerned about supporting other candidates, but he is opposed to signing a pledge to support Donald Trump if he's the nominee. Trump has also refused to sign the pledge, which is one of the requirements for the first GOP debate next Wednesday on Fox. Fox News Radio will have special coverage of that beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday at foxnewsradio.com. America is listening to Fox News.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa."
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When a cold comes on strong, knock it out with Vicks DayQuil Severe for max strength daytime relief. Just one dose of Vicks DayQuil Severe starts to relieve 9 of your worst cold and flu symptoms to help take you from 9 to none. Power through your day with Vicks DayQuil Severe, the daytime non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, 9 to none medicine. Use as directed.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Oh, you have to love this weather in August. It's sunny this afternoon, very pleasant temperatures and humidity, 82 tonight, clear skies. Evening temperatures, about 75 to 78 degrees, 62 for the low. Saturday, sunny, warmer in the afternoon, but still easy to take, 89, 90. Hot and more humid on Sunday, 98. This is 97.1 FM Talk, Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make it fun and engaging, so you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life. You can choose from topics like travel, business, relationships, and more. You'll learn what matters most to you. Plus, Babbel's lessons are designed to get you speaking right away. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations.
Just 3 weeks? Even better.
Since Babbel's lessons are designed by language experts and voiced by real native speakers, you'll get the accents just right and be able to carry on conversations with confidence.
Learning a language with Babbel doesn't take long.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
And now, try Babbel free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-399-9407 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-399-9407. That's 800-399-9407. What do you have to lose? Call 800-399-9407. Again, 800-399-9407. If you need last-minute hires in no time, you need Indeed. Their integrated hiring solution lets you schedule and conduct video interviews all in one place. Finding your next great hire has never been more streamlined. Get hiring at Indeed.com/credit.
Mark Cox here. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how to link to the market without the risk. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go online to retirementkey.com.
Hey, I'm asking you to save a life. I'm Mark Reardon, inviting you to join us for our annual blood drive in memory of Brett Bloom. Call 800-RED-CROSS or visit redcrossblood.org and use sponsor code KMOX.
This hour of the Annie Fry Show is brought to you by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
They got someone here knows what they're talking about.
Left up, left right, gotta love this American ride.
Like, you need to take some time to get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid, keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Yeah, it's a surprise to all of us. Welcome back. It's 2 o'clock on a Friday, which means we get to cut loose a little bit and have a little fun. And we are welcoming for our X's and O's game into the studio, Doug Shoemaker and Jason Strode. Guys, thanks for being in here today. It's great to have
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely glad to be here.
You're with Midwest Wing Fest. And last year, Brad and Ryan, we went to Midwest Wing Fest. And we had a really good time.
That was fun.
A lot of fun.
You guys put down some serious wings.
That was the easy part.
That was yeah, no problem doing that. It was so fun to participate in, and Midwest Wing Fest is back in Fairview Heights, Illinois, happening Friday, September 1st and Saturday, September 2nd. I'm going to be there on Friday, September 1st. From 5 p.m. to 12 a.m. is the event. I don't know if I'm going to be there the whole time, but I'm definitely going to go hang out and enjoy the music and the food and the community out there. And I'm so happy to have Doug in here to talk about the brainchild of Midwest Wing Fest. It's back, and it's, you said, better than ever.
Better than ever, yeah. We've got, I think, more food vendors this year than we've ever had before. I've got quite a few promises that the weather is going to be absolutely perfect
you ordered the
this
good
year.
weather. Yeah,
I made a few phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, just great entertainment, great people. We've got, actually, the Kauffman Fund is going to be out. One of the Missouri charities raises a lot of money for military causes. We've got a really cool military area that's going to be out there this year. So Marines and Coast Guard, all kinds of people. So... yeah, it's going to be fun.
So Midwest Wing Fest is an event for the whole family to enjoy. And if you go to MidwestWingFest.com, you can learn about it. You can get your tickets right on here. Is that correct?
Yeah, you can. And a great today. Yeah, I mean, we're literally like announcing it right now.
That's fantastic. Well, very exciting. So go get them right now and flood this place with Annie Fry Show listeners. Like I said, I'll definitely be there on Friday, September 1st. And it's a whole weekend thing, Saturday, 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. Jason, what do you love about Midwest Wing Fest? What has this become for you?
The energy. I mean, it's incredible out there.
Yeah.
And what it's become is a week out of my life that I don't sleep. But,
yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I got involved with Doug probably a decade ago, roughly, and yeah, I just progressively gets more in depth every year.
So family, I've got kiddos myself, and observing everything last year when we came out there, there is absolutely something for anybody.
Absolutely, yeah.
At Midwest
bounce
Wing
houses
Fest.
for kids.
Yeah, tell me more about what people can partake in when they're there.
Yeah, bounce houses for kids. We got a whole kids section area. I think rumor has it there's what's the shaved ice is going to be out there this year and things like that. But we got beer for the adults and non-alcoholic drinks and all that stuff. The live music, like I said, both days. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep in mind, everybody, we listen when you talk. And a lot of people told us last year we didn't have enough non-alcoholic beverages for not just kids, but for everybody. So we've got 2 or 3 different individual booths out there this year that'll have some really tasty drinks for you.
So when you purchase tickets and you support Midwest Wing Fest, first of all, you get to have a really great evening or afternoon right there in Fairview Heights, Illinois. It's so easy to go and participate in, but it's also for a really great cause. Doug, your heart project here in putting this together and working hard to give back, especially in this area of the Illinois side of the river, where does this support go to when people buy a ticket to come to Midwest Wing Fest?
Yeah, thank you. Over the years, we've supported in small amounts everything from the Fisher House to Disabled American Veterans, the USO. The last, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 years, there's a cause called Blue Skies Warrior Weekend that we've been supporting because they take Gold Star families, so the families of fallen soldiers, Purple Heart recipients who are combat wounded soldiers who've been awarded that Purple Heart. And we've added recently Blue Shield families, which are the families of fallen officers.
Yeah.
And so we take them out for a week of crazy stuff, jumping out of airplanes, riding in World War II bombers, Vietnam helicopters. But the most fascinating part is we're introducing them to a family that they had kind of lost in the past.
A community.
A community of people that have gone through or are going through what they went through or are going through. And, there's small tears, there's big tears, but it all ends up in really big smiles and hugs and them being welcomed into a whole new family. So, that's very exciting for us.
Well, if you go to MidwestWingFest.com right now, you can purchase your tickets. I'll be at the VIP tent, I believe, on September 1st, which is a Friday. So I would love to meet all of you folks and understand that when you buy a ticket to go to Midwest Wing Fest, you are supporting the best of causes when you participate. And again, it is an incredibly fun afternoon, evening. Labor Day weekend. It's on Friday, September 1st from 5 p.m. to 12 a.m. and then Saturday, September 2nd from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. in Fairview Heights, Illinois. All the details at MidwestWingFest.com. Anything we should get to before you guys get to duke it out next as a nose?
Yes, two things.
Yeah.
So number one, if you are military, ex-military, or law enforcement and you own a local business, I'd love to hear from you.
Okay.
Because I love helping other military people grow their businesses, and we're putting a group together of people to help not only help the military grow their businesses, but to also offer great discounts for our current military. And then there's a charitable aspect of it. We'll be raising money with each of the transactions as well. So
that's great.
Love to hear from you.
How do they contact you? Same on the website, or is there something else you want?
They can just shoot to info@midwestwingfest.com, and over the next week and a half, it might be a little bit of a struggle to get a hold of me, but
do try.
Do try.
Okay. Anything else? You ready? Should we get Todd in here on the drums? Oh,
Let's
there
roll.
he is. He's been waiting patiently.
He's walking in right now.
Todd
We are
is
ready
a
to play.
Huge supporter of the Midwest Wing Fest.
I was talking to Todd. He doesn't talk back a lot.
No.
But he nods.
In great affirmation.
And hits drums like yes and no. You can
Maybe you can work out that he could come to the VIP tent with us this year.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll talk to him.
What if we get 6,000 subscribers?
We have somebody dress up as a pretend drummer. Yeah, I can make that happen.
I'm talking to you.
No. I'm not Todd. I'm Ryan. Hi. I'm the host of X's and O's.
Go for it.
Doug and Jason here. We're going to keep this simple. Doug will be X's, Jason be O's. We're going to, again, keep it simple. We'll go in reverse alphabetical order. And Jason will go first.
Alrighty. So I just pick a contender. Let's go.
So yeah, we were
number
talking about
6.
the rules before. Real quick rundown again. You have a tic-tac-toe board behind you, numbered 1 through 9. You're trying to get tic-tac-toes, but we don't stop at one tic-tac-toe. We keep playing until the board is full. You have experts in front of you, Brad, Annie, and Abby from the Mark Reardon Show.
Hello.
Is going to step in and be our extra expert today since Hannah is out.
Nice.
And you will pick one of them to answer each question. Each person can answer 3 questions, and then we just go back and forth until we get a winner. So, Jason?
I'm going with lucky number 6.
Take it away.
Could you just repeat all that?
I can after the break.
Oh.
Number 6, you say. And who's answering this question for you?
Let's go with Brad.
All right, let's do this.
Brad, Elon Musk has reportedly donated $10 million to a population and fertility fund in honor of his children. He's been open about his belief that population decrease, not increase, would be a huge problem for the Earth and humanity. Within one, how many children has Elon Musk fathered?
Oh, boy.
Ooh.
Within one?
Within one.
This is tough.
Yeah, give or take.
6.
Ooh.
6. Jason, agree or disagree? 5, 6, or 7 is basically what you're saying.
6 on box 6, huh?
Yep.
Within one, I'm going to agree.
I think it's a good guess.
That is incorrect.
Is it too few?
It is too few.
Oh.
And there is a hint in the question there. He's reportedly donated $10 million.
Oh.
10 children,
He has
Elon
10
Musk.
children?
Can you
Yes.
emphasize that one more time?
Yes, he does. Yeah.
Woo.
So Circle
It's a
gets the
no.
first square there to start
So that-
the game if somebody wants to fill that
grab
in
that
behind
purple
you.
marker and put a circle in square number 6.
All right. Doug with the lead hasn't even had a question yet.
Like that.
Doug, which one do you want to go with?
I will go with 1.
Number 1, who's answering for you?
That's going to be Annie.
All right, Doug.
All right.
Don't let me down.
I'm going to try to do better than Brad.
This is one of our very special questions of the week. It's called, Is It Kamala?
Is it a
We're going
You're going to wait a long time to play that.
I did. I'm going to play for you a clip from either Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, or a Kamala Harris impersonator named Elsa Kurt.
Okay.
You have to tell me whether it's the real Vice President or the impersonator. Here's the clip.
If you want to deal with the problem, then do it if you are a leader by participating in the solution. And one very clear solution, very significant solution, has been in front of us for years now. We need to pass immigration reform.
That's Kamala.
You're saying it is Kamala Harris. Doug, agree or disagree?
I absolutely agree.
You both are absolutely correct. That is
Bing,
the
bing,
real
bing.
Kamala Harris. All right, another circle gets the square there. Jason, you got to play catch up here.
It's kind of a rude subject to put in here where we have to listen to her say things all the time.
Well, you don't know if it's
ruined
really
my
her.
afternoon there.
If it's close enough, man. I think I know who this impersonator is. She is good.
She's very good.
Let's go 3.
Number 3.
I see what you're trying to do.
And who is answering this question?
Let's go with Abby. And quiet over there.
Abby. This is President Biden speaking on the road this week, calling out a certain senator. I've beeped out his name out of the clip. Tell me which senator he's calling out.
You can see how rationale and Omega rationale worked out. Between the year 2000
It'd be helpful if we had
2021,
word content.
Wisconsin alone lost more than 136,000 manufacturing jobs alone.
All right. Do you want to hear it again?
Yeah, if I could, please.
Okay, one more time. There's lots of hints in here.
You can see how rationale and Omega rationale worked out. Between 2000 and January 2021, Wisconsin alone lost more than 136,000 manufacturing jobs alone.
He's worried about those manufacturing jobs.
I'm not even sure this guy's a senator, but I'm going to go with Kennedy.
Okay. Kennedy.
Senator, there's a senator.
From Fox
Kennedy.
News.
Joe Kennedy.
That's what I thought.
Kennedy from MTV.
That's a flashback.
Yeah.
No.
You're going to disagree. You are correct in disagreeing. It is Senator.
No.
Anybody know? Anybody know? Senator Ron Johnson from Wisconsin.
Ron
Yeah, he's
Johnson.
a
I
Wisconsin.
figured it was from Wisconsin,
It is
but
Wisconsin.
I could not think of a single one.
Yep.
Yeah, I figured it was wrong to cheat with my phone, so I didn't.
You're correct. Yeah. It's one of those unspoken rules. We don't say
Yeah.
that one a lot.
You got to tell me the rules.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Whose turn is it? Doug, it's back to you, isn't it?
Doug is
Yes.
going to go with 5.
Okay. 5. And who is your expert?
I'm going to have to go with Brad.
Okay.
Brad.
Let's see if I do better this time.
Michael Orr, subject of the movie The Blind Side, is suing his presumed adopted family. Suing them over rights to his own life story. Thanksgiving should be fun. Name one NFL team that Orr played for.
The Baltimore Ravens.
That's right.
Yeah?
That is right. Yes,
Good
that is
job.
correct. The other ones were the Tennessee Titans and the Carolina Panthers. Good job.
I wouldn't have got that.
Yeah.
I knew
All
the
right.
Titans, but I didn't know the Panthers.
Yeah.
All right, we got a game here.
No tic-tac-toe yet.
No tic-tac-toe yet. Jason, where are you going?
9.
9.
Bottom right.
Okay.
That was a big surprise.
Yeah.
I'm over the age of 4.
9, who's answering?
Let's go Abby again.
Ooh, all right.
Abby, a hurricane is moving into California, and it's reportedly the first such occurrence since the 1930s. Give me the name of the hurricane/tropical storm and spell it.
Oh, man.
That's not fair.
I know the answer to this one.
I think it's very
I
fair.
have a piece of paper.
Yeah, here.
I ironically almost identified the hilarity of the coverage of it and almost said something about how it was spelled.
Uh-huh.
like
That's
20 minutes ago.
That's part of the story.
Okay,
I
I
wonder
think
why.
I have my final answer. Its
'Kay.
name is Hillary.
Okay.
Hilary.
Woo woo!
Agree or disagree?
That is what, Annie?
What is it, Annie?
I'm telling him it's correct. Sorry.
I was going to say yes.
I already scooped
Yes.
it.
We only
That
get
is
half. You only
exactly
get
right.
half.
I gotta
Thank you
give
for the paper.
X.
Gotta
One
give
line.
Doug an answer later.
One line.
Annie gets a
Sorry,
square there.
I was so proud of myself for like having
I just
a
wasn't ready to let it
5
end
minute
yet.
conversation with myself about that before.
Well, Doug, I think I know where you're going to go, but I have to let you say it yourself.
This is a head scratcher for sure. We'll go with 4.
Okay, good one.
For the tic-tac-toe.
For the first tic-tac-toe of the game, who's answering this question for you?
I'm gonna go back to Annie.
Yay.
Annie, you
I'm
have
gonna help you this time.
stumbled into AI sound.
Okay, Joe
This
Biden.
is a real clip from this week. So it's a real quote, but it's run through AI. It won't sound like the person saying it. You got to tell me who said this.
Okay.
The good news is we finally have Rudy Giuliani indicted. Woohoo. That makes me very happy. On the other hand, the bad news is that there is probably going to be a protracted battle about removing this to federal court.
I played this on air.
Yes, you did.
Shouldn't have said that.
Hillary Clinton. Hurricane Hillary Clinton.
Doug?
Boy, I just didn't feel a lot of confidence in that answer.
That's because I'm more than 50% confident, but not 100%. I think it's Hillary.
I'm gonna go with you.
Oh
on
gosh, I
this.
hope I don't screw this up after spoiling the last
The
one.
good news is we finally have Rudy Giuliani indicted. Woohoo. That makes me very happy. Here's who said that.
The good news is we finally have Rudy Giuliani indicted.
It's Claire McCaskill, you guys. No.
I did play this clip on the air.
Yes, you did.
I'll get my marker.
I'm sorry.
Gosh, are you still talking?
Yes, she was. And it was not Hillary Clinton.
No.
So the game goes back to a stalemate.
They're the same.
Jason right back into things now. That really switched this game around.
Let's take this a little bit long and let's finish this out.
Let's just do it. Okay.
All right.
And go 8.
Jason, 8. Who's answering?
Holy cow. Okay, I'm totally
right.
not going to screw this one up on
Annie
purpose.
is off the board now.
Okay.
After this.
Annie, guess what?
Oh, gosh. This is so rude.
Is it Kamala? I'm going to play a clip from either Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, or Kamala Harris impersonator Elsa Kurt. You have to tell me whether this is the real VP.
How many of these questions are there?
There's just 2. This is the only other one.
Not Kamala.
All right, ready? Here you go.
The machine is taught. And part of the issue here is what information is going into the machine that will then determine, and we can predict then, if we think about what information is going in, what then will be produced in terms of decisions and opinions
I'm getting
that may be
stupider.
made through that process.
I know less about the machine now than when that woman who sounds exactly like Kamala Harris. But see, Ryan Wiggins is the type of guy who would be like, well, I found this chick and she's great at it, so I'm gonna put this clip in, I'll get something stupid Kamala said, and then it's one or the other. But then he would think a little bit more about that and be like, wouldn't it be funny if both of them were Kamala? And then we wouldn't even. But I'm going with the first part where he didn't do that much thinking and saying, not Kamala.
Agree or disagree?
I'm betting on Ryan's.
I agreed with the second one, but she knows you better, so. I
I
agree,
mean,
I guess.
It sounds just like her, but.
You're going to agree that it's not Kamala.
Correct.
Incorrect.
Yeah,
You overthought it because
No, I didn't overthink it.
you underthought it.
I covered all my bases, and I bet on you doing less work. Which I thought was a safe bet. This is the most I've ever gotten wrong in a show.
Yeah, that is Kamala Harris. So both of them were Kamala. I tricked you all.
Yeah.
All right. So what does
Wow.
that mean? X gets a square? So O gets a square. Okay.
No,
So this is a job where
No.
you literally get to laugh and joke and have fun
Oh, this is
about
great.
not doing your job.
Yeah, I love. I was gonna say I
Have
love
you
Fridays,
listened
but
to
you
this
just
show
described
before?
everything.
I knew that clip.
Doug.
Yeah, that's exactly how this works.
Doug, I hate to tell you, I'm rooting against you now, and it is your turn.
Why?
Because he just called me out.
Oh.
Number 2.
He discovered my secret.
It was
Number
only
2.
a secret to you.
Who's answering the question for you?
That is going to be Brad.
All right, here we go.
Brad, this week, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker and the Illinois legislature saw fit to pass a law prohibiting gun-based advertisements to which group of people? I have multiple choice options. A, children, B, Democrats, or C, Illinoisans.
Ooh.
What was the question?
Illinois has passed a law that prohibits gun-based advertisements to which group of people?
I'm going to say C, Illinoisans, because he doesn't have the power to ban. That wouldn't stop him, though. The power to ban from all children. No, let's go A, children.
Keep in mind, this is a statewide law.
Yeah.
So it would be applying to the state, not to
I'm gonna go
everyone in
with
the country.
A,
Okay.
children.
A, children.
As much as I believe C could also be true, I'm going to agree with you.
D, I'll be both.
That is correct. That is correct. Yes, it is children. No gun-based advertisements targeting children
Oh.
in Illinois. And therefore, that's a circle.
That's a tic-tac-toe.
That's a tic-tac-toe.
Boom,
We got one square left,
baby.
though.
Yeah, just for posterity, we have one square left. Jason?
So I'll take that.
Okay.
That'll be the one.
Abby's the only
And
one.
it'll
Why
have
are
to
you?
be
I
Abby.
would take 5 if you can make it work.
Yeah, let's flip a square.
redo.
Same question.
What does he get if he
Michael Orr,
wins
subject
this
to the
one?
movie The Blind Side. All right, number 7 is for Jason. It's for Abby. A Yahoo Movies entertainment headline read this week, quote, funny or offensive, Robert Downey Jr.'s controversial performance turns 15. This is in reference to the Ben Stiller / Robert Downey Jr. movie in which Downey is in blackface for most of the film. What movie is it?
I know this.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I think it's a movie about war, and that's.
It is.
Yep. It's a movie about movies about war.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I've never seen it. And now I'm struggling to come up with any Robert Downey movie. So I'm just gonna say Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Iron Man in blackface?
Yeah.
Oh.
You don't know it. He's got the mask on most of the movie.
No.
That was Don
I think I
Cheadle.
have the answer.
No.
That's a hard
no,
pass.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, that's correct. Yeah. Does anybody? Do you know it?
Tropic Thunder.
Tropic
Yeah.
Thunder is the movie. Yeah,
I know
turned
the
15
answers to
this
all the
week.
questions that I wasn't asked.
Yes.
I hated it. The whole movie
Sorry.
made me feel bad about myself after. I just
Oh,
want to say
really?
that for the record.
Do you hate that movie? No? I've
I
never
can't
seen
tell.
it.
I can't
I've never
tell.
seen it. I think that's what you're culturally supposed to say. That was such a news-making movie when it came out. All right. Well, MidwestWingFest.com is the website for you to go check and get your tickets. I will be at the VIP tent Friday, September 1st. Sometime there in between 5 p.m. and 12 a.m. in the evening. Saturday, September 2nd from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. Go to Fairview Heights. It's for the best of causes, Wings for Warriors. When you go to MidwestWingFest.com, you're going to be able to learn all about who you're helping in the process of having one of the best weekends to wrap up the summer. Doug and Jason, you guys are great. Thanks for being in here. We appreciate you both.
Thanks for having us. I feel so intelligent and like I learned so much today.
Yeah, you're the winner today for sure. We appreciate you. All right, let's take a quick break. More Annie Frey Show in just a minute.
I believe it's time for me to fly.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Instagram at The Annie Frey Show.
You said that you had no doubt that deep down we were really in love.
Ah, summer. Time to head to the pool, hit the links, and enjoy some Cardinals baseball.
And this one is going to leave the yard. A home run for Goldie. Oh, did he crush it?
With the free Odyssey app, you can stream every Cardinals game on News Radio 1120 KMOX, no matter what you're doing this summer.
Save, a double steal for O'Neill and Walker.
Get in the game and download the free Odyssey app today. That's AUDACY.
I was having a lot of sinus infections. My sinuses were clogged, pressure, headaches.
Linda suffered for years with chronic sinus infections.
You don't feel like doing anything. When you feel like your head is completely clogged, all you want to do is just lay down and sleep. And the pressure, it's just not fun, always walking around with a headache.
Now, her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of St. Louis Sinus Centers called balloon sinuplasty.
I really did not know what it was like to feel like you're really breathing and not being so clogged up. I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I would definitely recommend it for someone else.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, congestion? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with St. Louis Sinus Centers. Call 314-332-2885. 314-332-2885. That's 314-332-2885.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands to treat ED at up to 95% off. That's right, the same active ingredient as the brand name for 95% less. It's the same ED medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/radio. That's 4hims.com/radio for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/RADIO.
We're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is celebrating 54 years of residential and commercial service, maintenance, and installation of heating and cooling systems. Get in your comfort zone. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
If you use a smart speaker, you can listen to 97.1 easier than ever. Just tell it to play 97.1 FM Talk. Or download the Odyssey app for your phone and stream the station whenever, wherever. This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter @Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Just got done talking to the Midwest Wing Fest folks. You can go to midwestwingfest.com. Get your tickets. Come join us in the VIP tent September 1st. Have you guys been asked about that date yet? Are you guys free September 1st? Do you know?
I am free.
If it's a Friday night, I think I should be.
We were there last year and it was a good time, and I'm hoping to bring the family out if it's workable. I got to check all the sports schedules, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. I'm hoping to bring the family out too. Last year when we did that, we were in that tent, and there were a lot of listeners there last year. That was fun.
And I really would love it if we could get a ton of Annie Frey Show people out there in the tent. I mean, the VIP experience is fantastic, and I think I should have asked them this when they were in here, but I think they sell out from time to time because it's limited access.
Yeah,
and everything that you want and need is right there. You don't have to walk around, but you get the wings, the food, or brats there. I don't eat bone-in wings. Somebody else asked that. I think that they do. They definitely have options for people who don't want to eat bone-in wings, but. The food was great. The drinks, the bar was right there. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's Wingfest, but they had other food in the tent too. I think they had nachos and they had brats and some other stuff that you go back as many times as you want. So that's fun too.
Let me ask you some questions. 10 everyday ways you're wasting money. These are things that you might be doing that are just waste of money. And I want you to tell me if there are exceptions when it's still worth doing this. This is Dave Ramsey. I really appreciate and respect Dave Ramsey's approach, but I also think that there are times where if the point is only ever to save money and that's the only thing that matters, Dave Ramsey is there. But sometimes it's not the only point.
Yeah,
Right.
I think he's forgetting people kind of all over the place. Hey, focus, get back on track. And once you get back on track, then you can start to figure out how to spend.
Right, and that's true. Regularly using single-use items. Do you guys use single-use items in your homes?
Not really.
I can't think of what it would be.
I know I have some people who are close to me who buy almost everything in single-use items, and it was one of the smartest things they ever did because it created a system of portion control.
I get that.
And they had done at the time Nutrisystem, I think, for a few months. They lost a ton of weight. They got in shape, and then they figured out how to take the Nutrisystem food that was sent to them, and then, what can you buy at your local grocery store that is as comparable to the Nutrisystem, so you don't have to buy the Nutrisystem stuff all the time. And the number one thing that helped them with maintaining the weight loss and they had was single serving things. So I think that that's a really good reason for it.
Yeah.
It's a misconception, though, that buying in bulk is always cheaper than buying the smaller sizes. Because if you look, sometimes they're about even, or sometimes even the smaller portions can be cheaper. Not with everything, but with some things.
Yeah, I'm always looking at the per count.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
whatever it is, ounce by ounce.
Yeah.
The other thing about single use items is for my family, sometimes I need convenience more than I need.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the goal when I do that is not to spend the least money.
Yeah.
I know that I'm paying for a convenience that they are charging me for.
Time is important, too.
Yeah. Buying only name brand items. Is there anything that you can think of right now that you only buy name brand?
Yep.
What?
Pop-Tarts. I will not buy the off-brand.
I remember Shop and Save Pop-Tarts that my parents used to buy growing up, and I love them, but they were not the same as Pop-Tarts.
No, they're not.
It's like it was a different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't buy the other ones. Because Pop-Tarts aren't even that expensive.
How
Like,
often do
if
you
I'm gonna
buy
get 'em.
Pop-Tarts? Do you have Pop-Tarts in your house right now?
No, I don't think we do. But when I see them and I'm like, man, I could use a Pop-Tart, I'm getting a Pop-Tart.
Yeah. What about you?
Mayonnaise. We shop an awful lot at Aldi and Ruler Foods, and Ruler Foods has name
They have
brands.
name brand stuff, yeah.
But we shop an awful lot at Aldi, and the Aldi brand mayonnaise is just not it. So we get Hellmann's, and we've come across a couple things that are like
Hidden
that.
Valley Ranch dressing.
Oh, that's
Yep.
They're imposters.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, that's when you want capital R ranch, period.
Mm-hmm.
There are other kinds of ranch that you can get that have like Buffalo Ranch or something like that have different types of inflections or whatever. But if you want ranch, you want Hidden Valley.
Do you ever get the good brand that you know you're going to eat and you get the cheap brand because you know the kids are just going to eat that one?
Not with ranch, because my kids are really good at eating vegetables, and a lot of times that comes along with ranch on a salad, so I'm okay to invest in that. But other things,
oh yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I can tell all sorts of stories about my kids now because they're back in school. Eating out for lunch every day. If you spend $15 for lunch every day, 5 days a week, it's $75. In a month, it's $300. You can prepare your lunch at home much more cheaply.
Yes.
Do you eat out every day? You eat
No,
out
not every day, but
4 out of 5?
Probably, yeah. But I
Is the
use
fifth
a
day
lot
you
of
just not eat?
No, like Brad saw today, it was just leftovers from home.
Leftovers from?
It was a combination.
It was from Popeyes.
and from Ravenelli's.
It was leftovers from eating out?
It was leftovers from dinner out. Yeah. But we eat out, not as much at home, but I do during the week. But I use a lot of coupons and stuff. So I'm not spending $15 for lunch.
I have my Scooter's coffee every morning.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys got to try the acai bowl that I am obsessed with from Smoothie King. It's the PB Swizz. This is the Annie Fry Smoothie King order if you want to try this. And I'll get you guys to react here in a second. The PB Swizzle from Smoothie King. It's an acai blend on the bottom, which is like an icy blend. It's really easy to eat. It's kind of the closest thing I can think of is like a shaved ice, but that's not really what it is. And then it has fresh blueberries, fresh strawberries, fresh banana sliced up on top with some granola. And then I get the PB Swizzle that has peanut butter on top of it. I don't get peanut butter. I put honey on it. Ryan, your thoughts? You'd never had anything like that before.
I know. I like the swizzle for shizzle. I mean, for shizzle. Here's the problem. I hadn't eaten lunch yet when you brought that in. It was really good, and I ate it so fast because it
Did you
was
get a
good.
brain freeze?
No, I got the shakes. I was like, oh, my blood sugar spiked off of that thing, and so I had to eat some food. It was really good, but I ate it so fast. Yeah, it was good. I would eat again, but I would have to eat it after I had eaten some protein.
What was your biological response to the acai bowl?
Yummy. Is yummy a biological response? I loved it. I didn't think, when you were describing it yesterday, I was like, oh, that's nice. That doesn't seem like something that would be up my alley, but this was really good. I couldn't eat it as a meal, though, like you do. I still would have to have it as a dessert or something like that. But
I told my
delicious.
husband I would prefer that over ice cream. Like if we were going to have a treat, I would prefer that over ice cream for sure. And ice cream has been one of my favorite things. And I will get it it's my evening meal on a somewhat regular basis if I'm in a hurry. And I go there and I don't go to get burgers or fries or tacos or whatever. Getting coffee on the way to work is actually listed here as its own thing. I love Scooter's coffee.
I love getting coffee on the way to work.
And it's not just about the coffee you're drinking, although getting an iced, non-fat, sugar-free vanilla latte, extra shot, large. It is a part of a routine that I've created, and I'm always like, this isn't cheap to do this every day. I didn't have one today because I got those smoothie bowls instead, and I missed my coffee.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to make coffee at home that's going to be like that.
No,
and my wife consistently does that where she'll go through periods like, oh, I could make this at home, and she'll try, and she never sticks with it.
Yeah.
She always wants to get it out.
I can't figure it out.
I think that when the weather outside gets colder, I'm more inclined to just have hot coffee at home and bring it, but I still like their latte. So I don't know. That's my Scooter's order. Overbuying produce. Do you overbuy produce in your house? When you've got five mouths to feed in your house, if you're a produce shopping family, do you guys get a lot of produce?
Well, yeah, we do. And I'll tell you, one of us overbuys produce and the other one doesn't. I won't say who's who, but I can tell you that when I go to the store, I get 2 bananas.
2 bananas?
Mm-hmm.
Do your kids eat bananas?
Not a lot.
I was
So I get
because
2.
you have 3 kids. That's quite a Sophie's
One
choice.
of them doesn't like, and the other 2 will like to have like a half banana.
Brian, do you actually buy 2 bananas?
I do. 2 or 3.
How often do you go to the store?
Once or twice a week. It works. I'm telling you. Because then they don't ever go bad.
works.
Yeah, you eat them, and then you go get more before the other ones are even done. It's
The
like
other ones? There's
perfect.
only one other one.
Yeah, you get 1 or 2, and then by the time you're ready for another one, I've gone to the store
Do you
again.
eat bananas?
Yeah, but I eat like a half a banana.
Does your wife eat bananas?
Not a lot. We don't eat a ton.
So
That's why
there
I'm
are
like
3
having
of
a
5
little bit.
people who eat bananas.
Yeah.
We could get 10 bananas in the house and they won't go bad.
You guys all eat them.
How many gallons of milk do you buy at a time?
Oh my gosh, 2 or 3.
We're getting towards that. That's a ton though for your
That's so
younger
much.
family.
I drink a lot of milk though, and so does my kids.
How much of the 2? Like how much when a gallon comes into the Wiggins household? What percentage of that gallon is Ryan's?
Oh, it's awful. It's my kids. So my kids drink usually water or milk with a meal. So they're always like milk because it's like
Not
better than water. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
And so they drink a lot of milk. But then at night, man, I get the craving for milk so bad. And I'll walk upstairs and get into that fridge.
You are
and I'm
6
just like,
years old.
out of the gallon. Nobody can see me. You know, it's like
Nobody knows.
nobody knows I'm doing
Ever.
it.
It's a complete
They're all
secret.
in school. They don't know.
It's just between you and the fridge.
It's dripping all over my shirt. Like,
Not using cashback apps or coupons.
not using them?
Yeah. Everyday ways
That's wasteful.
that people are being wasteful
Oh, okay.
by not using them. I use apps. I used a coupon at Scooters yesterday and got a free drink and brought it to Hannah.
Brad and I were just talking about this before the show today for
Yeah,
some
it's
reason.
so crazy that we're talking about this.
That I still use coupons, and my goal is to get to the point where I don't care anymore. But I still care about using coupons, and I don't know that I ever will not do that.
It's fun to use coupons.
It is fun.
I mean, there was a time when I was a couponer.
Me too, and
But
I've
I'm not
tried
that
to.
anymore.
It takes so much time.
Falling victim to mindless scroll shopping. You ever just bought something because you were bored and scrolling?
Not really.
No.
I have. It's Amazon. Buying in bulk when it doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
That's not the same thing as what you're saying, which is that it could be cheaper to not buy in bulk, but to buy an excess amount of something because
It's cheap.
gigantic, but you don't need to have 36 rolls of paper towels.
I was gonna say, don't say toilet paper because you never know.
Right.
Plus, you got to store all of it. That's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Buying prepackaged grocery items. Why it wastes money. Prepackaged grocery items, including fresh meals, cut up fruit, and bagged salads, are more expensive than doing it yourself because you pay for the convenience. What I want Dave Ramsey to understand is that all of this time that I spend making my money sometimes causes me to need to use a bagged salad because I need to save time. My husband will make our salads, get the head of lettuce. He just said yesterday, because he's bringing salads to London, he goes, I'm going to have to buy 5 heads of lettuce a week.
Wow.
Yeah. Because we eat salad with every meal.
Salad's amazing.
That is missing from this whole list, and really even that philosophy, is how much time does it cost you? Because they're just looking at money.
Well, it doesn't, everything isn't money saved. Like, everything that's important isn't money saved. There's more to that. The last one I wanted to get to here real quick before we break is eating meat at every meal. Do you feel like you have to have meat at every meal?
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of do.
I think you have to have protein. I don't think you have to have meat.
Yeah, you got to get creative if it's not meat.
Like,
but
I'll have a salad and I'll put hard-boiled eggs on it. And
that works.
Count that.
Yeah,
but
that
that's
counts.
But that's not meat. That's protein.
Protein keeps you full longer, so it makes sense that you would have. Why are you smiling at me? I'm serious.
Because you care about
Satiating my appetite,
which is difficult.
I'm a man of many appetites.
Not really, just mostly sugar. Sugar. Let's go. We'll take a quick break and get to the poll, which we haven't even talked about yet. Will President Trump go to prison? Oh, we did for a wee bit at the beginning. Go vote. Annie Frey YouTube channel. We'll be right back.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
GatewayDRS.com. That's the Gateway ENT doctors that you have been looking for. When you have ear, nose, and throat concerns, I think that we tend to put up with those concerns more than maybe some other sorts of health concerns we might have or annoyances that we might experience. You got the sniffles, or you can't seem to get the throat soreness out of your throat, or maybe you've had some trouble hearing, but you feel like it's been there for a long time. I can't do anything about that. Actually, you can call Gateway ENT. You can get an appointment pretty quickly. You'll be shocked at how fast. And you can get that problem potentially solved by the best ENTs in St. Louis. 314-843-3828. 314-843-3828. When you go to gatewaydrs.com, you're going to learn about one of the oldest private practice ear, nose, and throat groups in the area. And they are in private practice, which means you are at the epicenter of that patient and client relationship. You are going to be the focus, not some system that they have to serve. It's all about you, your concerns, and making sure that you are well. Schedule an appointment today at Gateway ENT, 314-843-3828, online at gatewaydrs.com.
Updating your home with James Hardie Siding has never been more popular. With all the options available, you need a partner to ensure you maximize your investment. Siding Express is ready to refresh the appearance of your home or totally transform the look by installing Hardie Shake, Board and Batten, lap siding, or a stone accent to make it your dream home again. Siding Express is an elite preferred James Hardie contractor. They also carry Anderson and Marvin windows and doors. Need ideas? Go to sidingexpress.com and schedule a free, no-obligation consultation today. sidingexpress.com.
Surprise! Surprise! You know, surprise parties, they can be fun, right? Well, financial surprises, not so much, especially when you're retired, like finding out you owe more in taxes than you thought you would, or having to go back to work to make ends meet. Maybe you think you'll be okay, but why not double check just to be sure? Call Marvin Mitchell at Compass Retirement Solutions and schedule a retirement double check. Marvin and his team have been helping families plan for retirement for more than 15 years. Call 314-373-1598 to schedule your retirement double check with Marvin Mitchell at Compass Retirement Solutions. That's 314-373-1598. Don't let a financial surprise derail your retirement dreams. Give Marvin and the team a call, 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services, investments, and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and in Illinois.
On 97.1 FM Talk. I can see clearly now thanks to Doctors Birdie and Malhotra with Ophthalmology Associates, and you can too. Go to youridoc.com today or call 314-966-5000.
Today's poll, will President Trump go to prison, yes or no? We're going to talk about that in just a minute here. It is today's Annie Frey YouTube live chat poll. Vote if you haven't yet, and stick around if you have to find out the results. The time is 2:50. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
The Mark Reardon Show.
We take you into the weekend with a Reardon Roundtable. State Representative Steve Butch, John Gaskin on the panel, Greg Keller on my side. Jane is off. We'll talk at 3 Friday afternoon.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
St. Louis is home for conservative talk.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
I heard you on the wireless back in 52, lying awake intently tuning in on you. If I was young, it didn't stop you coming through. They took the credit for your second symphony, rewritten by machine on new technology, and now I understand the problems you could see.
I resigned on December 14th because I thought that at that point the state votes were certified and that was the end of the legal process. Right. And I also didn't like the way he was spouting the big lie. I thought that was irresponsible, but he took it much further than even I expected or anyone expected. And during this time, he was being told by lawyers in the White House that if he kept on doing this, he would spend the rest of his life tangling with the criminal justice process. And that's exactly what's happened.
So Bill Barr kind of setting the tone after indictment number 4 from Donald Trump, saying that Donald Trump was warned by this from the lawyers in the White House. And I kind of look back on everything that Donald Trump experienced in the White House and wonder how many of those people ever had his back in the first place. The question that we're asking today from you on the YouTube live chat is, will President Trump go to prison? Brad, what was your thought on this one?
I'm a yes on this one. I think that he will go to prison, and I think the reason he will go to prison is because he's going to have 2 trials in 2 locations that are very, very anti-Trump. And so people there that hate him enough will send him to prison.
Ryan?
No, I don't. Even if he does end up getting convicted, I don't believe he'll end up behind bars. I don't think the cases are that strong to begin with, but even if they are, and like Brad said, they're in unfavorable places, I just don't think that you're going to see him in a prison.
Doug says on the YouTube channel, Trump will be convicted. I don't understand those who believe Trump will triumph here. It's embarrassing. The deck is stacked in their favor. Larry says, I voted no just because he's going to be our next president. That's a great place to be. Edward says, nah, if he goes to prison, it means 12 jurors unanimously found him guilty and he gets treated like everyone else. Mark says Trump will go to prison. They will appeal. He will still be behind bars until SCOTUS hears the case. Meanwhile, during the appeal process, Dems will stack the courts, causing him to remain in prison. Ooh, that got darker. Katie says, I answered no because I think all the charges are bogus, and I have to trust that he will not be convicted of anything that could put him in jail. And our friend Scooter said, my guess is that Trump will be convicted, but the sentence will be commuted. That's an interesting take as well. Any thoughts on any of those comments from our listeners?
It's a variety. It's a good variety because nobody really knows what's going to happen. I mean, we're not in a place where you can look to history and say, well, this is what's happened before. I mean, a lot of times you look at long time ago American history and you go, well, things are different, but this is what this just hasn't happened. So we just don't know. And I think the comments reflect that.
It's weird because we're watching something and that we never thought happens in, like, this sort of thing doesn't happen in the United States. You don't go after your political rivals. You don't prosecute former, presidents. You don't do that. That's something that happens in third world countries. That happens in Brazil, or that happens, somewhere else. And to see it happening here, it's so surreal. And the other side of it is, too, it just feels so malicious on the other point. If I felt like if they were out for justice, I'd feel differently about that. But I don't feel like they're out for justice. I feel like they're out for blood. They want their slice, a pound of flesh.
Is there anything that happens that makes Donald Trump say, I have to stop running for president?
I don't think so. I mean, unless he physically can't get out of bed or something, like he has a heart attack and he just can't move or something. I don't think so, though. I don't think there's anything.
It's not stopping the current guy. Jordan also commented on here, not a chance. They have no case. That's my biggest concern, is the fact that they don't have a case or do have a case. I mean, a lot of the legal experts that we talk to who are constitutionally convicted A lot of the experts say that they aren't strong cases at all, but the jurisdictions that they're going to be held in are causing a lot of people to wonder what could possibly happen next. All right, let's get to the results of Friday's YouTube live chat poll on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. Will President Trump go to prison? 29% said yes. 71% say no. And we had over 230 votes.
Yeah,
in
that sounds about right.
I do feel like there is a potential for convictions that don't result in jail time. I don't know if you can be like, oh, he's a former president, he gets house arrest at Mar-a-Lago. Like, can someone please confine me to a tropical destination for a period of time?
He's confined to Air Force One.
Yeah. Well, if he's the president, that would be if you're the president. I don't know what's going to happen next. I know that you don't know what's going to happen next either, but we're going to continue to follow this each day as we move forward into next week, which is when I kind of feel like it's the top of the first inning. Next Wednesday, when we have the GOP debate, we're going to have a GOP debate watch party. Ryan, you going to give us the details on that real quick?
It's at Dave & Buster's this coming Wednesday. Doors open at 7. We'll be there. I think the debate actually starts at 8, but you have to sign up at 971talk.com.
Yeah, and it doesn't cost anything to go. We're going to be there.
Free.
We're going to do our best to try to stream on our YouTube channel. We'll see if we can make that work. So make sure you go subscribe to the Annie Frey YouTube channel. I think next week might be the week we hit 6,000. Got to make some plans.
Yes, we do.
I got some things brewing for y'all, so go subscribe to the Annie Frey YouTube channel right now, and you can be a part of something cool and new for the show. Keep it right here, The Mark Reardon Show, up next on 97.1 FM Talk.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of